features of the night on 1089 and 1053 AM. Talk Sport.
Okay, bozos. Now, if you failed to catch the last show, you missed this.
I am the voice of God.
It is Andy Fanny from Birmingham, and you're proper.
What are you, some kind of dollop?
And this.
In real life, I'm actually a bit of a horny old devil, and a walking love muffin to boot. Look at phone sex boy over there laughing with his smutty mind. The cogwheels of filth continue to turn.
You also missed some of this.
The first time I ever had mayonnaise with chips was in Belgium, and I was very grateful for that introduction. And a policeman went past, and they didn't give us the finger, but they gave us the fist. I don't mean in your sense, Barry. I mean in the, you know.
Now, Ian.
Sorry.
What flag was you waving over there? Was you waving the old St George's Cross, mate? Or was you actually waving your Belgique flag?
No, actually, because oh dear, Smith, you're a pig.
So don't miss out, kids. You never know what's about to happen. Thank you.
Ian Collins and the features of the night.
Look, Jerky, I don't need to talk to you.
Brace yourself.
And guess what, kids?
What's that?
Hello, bozos. It's potty time. Because it's Freak McChicken Friday and big things are happening and the lines are busy and it's going to be a huge dollop of a show tonight.
So you did say potty instead of party?
What?
I thought you said potty.
Party.
Oh, party.
Party, not a huge potty.
Oh.
No. Is anyone in need of a huge potty?
Not me.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, phone sex Scott speaks.
Yes.
How you doing?
Not too bad. How
Excellent.
are you, Ian?
I'm all right.
Very well.
All right.
Good.
Lou.
I'm fine, thank you. I'm a bit worried about Scott here. He's looking a bit flushed.
Really? He hasn't made a phone call in minutes. That's the problem.
I'm getting desperate here.
Yeah. He's got one. There's like some super glue thing going on in his hand there and a receiver. He just walks around with it and just plugs it into any phone when he goes past. He can't resist those chats.
Can't do it.
He can't resist them. Plenty going on in this. What year is it, by the way? What year
It's year 2000.
2000. Ambrose?
2008.
2000. Phone sex? What year is
year
it?
2000.
Lou?
Yeah, 2000.
You're all talking like Muppets.
Oh, right, here we go.
Because in Bolivia, in the Aymara Islands, it's 5008.
Don't be daft.
It's 5008. And they just celebrated, only yesterday, they celebrated with a pre-dawn ritual at these ruins, which coincides with the kind of southern hemisphere sort of winter solstice thing. And hundreds of the Aymaras and onlookers gathered around fires on a chilly morning in the old temple ruins, praying to the culture's sun god and also to Pachamama.
Who?
Pachamama, who's the earth goddess of old Bolivia. As the sunlight shone through a 9-foot, brackets 3 metre, does that matter? A 9-foot stone gate called the Sun Door, the mayor declared the Machaja Maraha, which is the new year.
Is it?
Right.
Which is the new year. And that's why it is only, or is, 5008. How does that work? Because there's lots of other faiths and kind of beliefs, aren't there, that have different years and different calendars and stuff. Which is what I remember touching on this about a year ago when we were discussing the millennium. Of course, it's only a millennium in Christian terms, of course.
Oh, yeah. But surely we should all measure the date from the birth of our world.
How do we
When's
find
the
it
birth
out?
of the world? Magnus Pike? Come on.
But I'm not Magnus Pike, am I?
It's just a pike.
You stupid boy, Pike.
Where do we measure it from, though? You can't say it's from the birth of Jesus.
Or from the approximate age of when man walked this earth.
Well, that's a $64,000 question, isn't it?
Well, so...
I mean, like your pterodactyl.
You mean what?
Your pterodactyls were flying around.
Oh, donkeys before us.
Well, exactly. So, I mean, you know, I would just... And if my primary school education with all those little pictures of cave folk everything to go by, they were knocking around at the same time. So, when is or was the dawn of man?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Or maybe you could argue, maybe you should have the beginning before man, before everything.
Oh, now you're talking ridiculous.
Oh, no.
So when there was nothing?
Yeah.
When the Earth was a nothingless void?
Well, the universe.
And now you're going to put a time on that?
Well, exactly. You
You
can't.
mean from the Big Bang?
Yes.
So it's my phone going.
I think it's your phone.
Yes.
Thanks for phoning me this time. It's Pop-Up Pete, everybody.
No, have a chat with him. Surely he knows what time you go on air.
We'd have thought... Hello? Hello? He must have hung up. Hello? No, he's hung up.
Oh, dear.
What's he doing?
I don't know.
Well, he spoke to him 20 minutes ago.
He's not playing around with that matron again, is he?
Playing around with somebody, I think.
Yes.
08700 40 50 60. 08700 40 50 60. The lines are open now. Big Bang. When was it?
Yeah. I saw quite an interesting programme the other day.
Did you?
Did you?
Yes.
Which
you know,
said what?
You know swirls?
Swirls?
Swirls. They're very important. Oh, you know those things, fractals, kind of spirally.
Fractals and swirls.
Yes.
I think you're talking fractals.
No. They're well. There's this theory that they're very important into the. Somehow nobody knows it, but there's this theory that they're very crucial and important to human existence and the creation of the universe. Like the Milky Way, for example, if viewed from a certain way, is a swirl. You know, there's prehistoric shapes of what are those old sea things?
Urchins.
They're not urchins. They're kind of
Crustaceans.
yeah. That's the kind
Oh,
of
the
thing.
little shell thing.
Yeah, but it's a swirl.
Yeah.
And also yeah, there's a whole bundle of things. Somehow those swirls.
Well, I'd like to know for a start. I'd like to know what year we're really in.
Yeah.
Really, because I've never, and countless times I've mentioned this, I don't buy into any of that. This is 4 billion years old luck.
No, it's not even. It's more than that.
No, not
Right.
at all. No, this Earth's about 2,500 years old. Maximum.
Right.
No more.
Maximum Idicus over there.
What about some empirical evidence to back this up?
There's no empirical evidence to back it up the other way, other than man-made carbon dating machines.
Of course. There's theories.
And I'm very, very, very dubious about those things.
All I think is we know nothing.
We don't really. They just dig up a pile of old bones and say, this is 10 million years old. Or this tree, you can tell, you count the lines on it, which I think is a complete lot of hocus... Well, it's a lot of rings, if you ask me. A lot of hocus pocus, really.
Yes.
Count the lines on the trees.
Yes.
On the trunk.
Speaking of speaking of swirls and the beginning of mankind, another thing that backs up this theory of swirls and spirals is the golden rectangle.
It's the golden what?
The golden rectangle.
Right.
Yes. If you have a rectangle.
Yes.
And then within it you draw another rectangle.
Yeah.
And within that rectangle you draw another rectangle, and so on and so on. It forms a perfect.
Really?
You join up the dots and it forms a perfect, swirl or spiral.
Ah.
Yes. People like Leonardo da Vinci and this other Italian mathematician figured it out.
See, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Weird. Have I got phone line? Have I got phone lines here? Yes, I think I have. That's it, yeah, right.
High-tech technology.
Well, how come that doesn't work? Let's try it again.
In the meantime, we'll play some music.
Won't be there. Pop up.
Oh, right.
It's very difficult to answer your mobile in a psychiatric wing.
I think one of his inmates must have grabbed it.
Your call has been forwarded to the one-to-one voicemail service.
I'm not going to leave a message.
I would.
I should have done, really, shouldn't I?
I would have left a message.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, in fact, I think I should do that.
Isn't there a redial thing on there?
I don't, if it is, I don't know where it is.
Oh, right.
No idea itself. Yes, it's... why do they do this, these phones? Stupid load of shit. Honestly, what am I working with here?
It wouldn't be you pressing the wrong number, would it?
Oh, do me a favour.
You're going to break that one, though.
I think I am.
This is good. There we go. That's
Try it again. Yes, yes. Yes, we'd like some detail on years as well as much as anything else.
What years?
Well, you know, what year we're really in. And if somebody's of a different persuasion or a different faith or something, they can tell us, you know, what year they believe they're in. Because I'm sure that, you know, even in this country, if you follow different religions, nobody would have gone ape at the year 2000, would they, really? Because you'd have just... it'd have been silly.
Hello.
Pete.
Hello.
How you doing, mate?
Cool. What's
Good
up?
stuff. Nothing. We thought we'd just ring you while we were on the air, because you rang me while I was on the air.
Are you there?
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Well, I know you're in the psychiatric wing there, so that's all right.
Yeah, I am actually. I'm
excellent.
busy.
I mean, you've got to get back to the patients, but you just called my number.
I didn't.
10 minutes ago.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you
keep on
did.
doing this. You keep on making this stuff up.
I haven't even told you about the one at home yet, have I?
About 8 times you've said that I've called you and I haven't.
Seriously, I just
I'm not
picked up...
stalking you. I know you'd like to think that I am, but
picked
I'm
up
not.
my mobile 10 minutes ago and it said pop-up on it.
And maybe he
Really?
hit it by accident. on
Something's
in
odd
his
there.
coat.
Oh my God, I'm on the air. Hello, everybody.
Hello, Pete.
I'm quite excited.
Oh, so you should be. So you didn't ring me?
No, I didn't ring you. I rung you like earlier.
Yeah, I
but-
know. Well, of course, I know that because we spoke, didn't we?
Yeah, exactly. But not since then.
What's an antelope?
An antelope. Oh, no. A spider or a camel, one of the two.
That's true. It's a camel, actually. Yes, no, yeah, we spoke, like, you know, half an hour ago.
Yeah.
But not now. You didn't ring, like, 10 minutes ago.
No. What are you talking about tonight?
All sorts.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what you say. That's what you always say. To the average listener. I'm more than an average listener.
Oh, I know. Well, you've got folk to look after there. I hope you're interested in introducing them to our happy show.
I better go and mop up this blood.
Yeah. Yeah, mad axe murderer in the psychiatric wing. All right, Pete.
See you later.
If you do need to leave a message, you know where I am.
I do.
See you later.
See ya. Bye-bye.
There he is. Oh, you love that.
Oh, over the way. Unfortunately, he won't be able to play it to the inmates, will he? Because he'll tell them.
Now, that is, quite seriously, this is spooky. That's about the 5th or 6th time that it normally happens at home, right? That's the first time it's happened on the mobile. So his number just came up on my mobile, and he says he didn't call.
Yeah, he might have, sort of, you know, people have their phones in their coat, or they sit on the button and it hits.
Yeah, but why would it... I mean, that's a lot of buttons you've got to hit. You've got to hit your address book button, then you've got to hit specifically mine, and what's the chances when I only spoke to him anyway 10 minutes ago, and not from his mobile?
Oh, yeah, that's spooky.
That's quite spooky.
Yeah.
But I had some freakier ones than that. I had him phone me in the middle of the night from his mobile.
This reminds me of the Ben Elton scenario.
The blast from the past?
Where, no, nicked from the Paul Auster scenario.
Oh, the Paul Auster scenario.
The phone call out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That sparks of a whole chain.
So Pete's my blast from the past, you see.
Oh.
Yeah.
Very strange. Yeah, it's quite scary, actually. Talk Sport, hello.
Hello, Talk Sport?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's Tom from Dorset.
Yes, Tom, what can we do for you?
I've got a theory about the last England game.
Have you?
Yeah, I think there might have been a bit of conspiracy there.
What? That we lost?
No, that was fixed.
Fixed?
I think it probably could have been.
Yeah?
Not necessarily. It's just an idea of mine. Nobody's mentioned that yet.
No. But they probably all think it's loopy.
Sorry?
They probably all think it's a loopy idea. That's why they're not mentioned it.
Oh, you think they might do?
Well, the fact that England played appallingly might have something to do with losing.
Yeah, but don't you think there might be? Look, all the the violence and this, that and the other.
Yes.
Yeah, they were going to get thrown out anyway if it had carried on.
Not necessarily.
No, but don't you think there might possibly be a bit of conspiracy there? Like, you know, get them out, we've had enough of them.
No.
So you think that the Keegan said, OK, boys, you've got to lose this one?
No, not necessarily Keegan. Probably a bit up higher than that.
Well, but you'd have to get to player level in order to get the result, wouldn't you?
Well, that's true, yeah.
So Alan Shearer playing his last match for Blighty.
Yes. you still don't think it could possibly be...
No.
You know what I mean? I mean, we lost on that foul, right, which caused the last minute...
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't think it could possibly be... you don't know?
No.
All right, then.
Okay, cheers. Oh, yeah. There he is, Tom. I think he said he was from Doncaster. Yeah?
I think he did.
Absolutely right.
I've been to Doncaster.
Yeah, well, my godmother's in Doncaster.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Thank you, Tom.
What, the one who looks like Kevin Keegan?
No. That's my auntie.
Oh, sorry.
Fool.
What did your godmother look like?
Don't know, I've never met her.
Never met your godmother?
Well, not since I was about 7.
Oh, right. Is she failing in her duties?
Well, no, because I'm, certainly if I'm not being looked after, isn't it?
Yes. No, even if you're...
Well, our family are crackers when it comes to God. I've got about 17 of them.
You have 17 of them?
Oh, all sorts of godmothers and godfathers and all over the place.
Really?
Oh, yeah, they're everywhere. Countless.
Yeah.
Countless.
I think I have one, actually.
Eh?
No.
Yeah. I'll look after you, Ambrose.
Yeah, thank you.
That's all right. I'll be your token...
Good.
Your token godfather.
Yes.
I definitely ain't got one.
Have you?
No, but I'm godfather 3 times over.
You're the godfather 3.
Yeah, I'm the godfather 3 times. 4 times.
4 times?
4 times.
You're one up on me.
Mm-hmm.
And not if you talk like Marlon Brando yet, so... Got that to come.
Not yet. Not yet. So that was... It was rigged, was Tom's theory.
Well, I think he was rigged.
Well, I must say, by conspiracy theory, that was pretty lame, wasn't it?
That was.
I'm sorry.
Believe me.
England losing in football.
That was...
I mean,
yes.
That really affects world of politics and finance, doesn't it? I mean, yeah.
Yeah, indeed. Indeed. That was lamer than a sick lizard sphincter. That's what I say. 08700 40 50 60. This will be Darren, who's on the M5. Darren, you're on Talk Sport. Hello.
Hello, Ian.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Matt.
Yeah, what do you got for us?
Ian, I just wanted to tell you, thank you for keeping me awake over these many, many years.
Yes.
But unfortunately, I'm going back on days.
You're not?
I am. It's my birthday today. I've actually been promoted to go into the office. I'm hanging up my driving keys forever.
Oh. Well, that's a little ripple for the promotion, I think. Beautiful.
Thank you very much, Ian.
I've had a couple of emails on the same point, actually. There's a lot of people obviously getting promoted to days.
Well, yeah. Well, to be honest, I've got a new baby on the way, and it'd be more beneficial, really, to one day.
Once little ones are out, you've got to be around in that time.
I've driven this plastic pig long enough up and down the motorways.
Yeah,
and I've had it now. Just one other thing I'd like to tell you. I've been told I can only actually say this word once.
Go on.
It's actually called bullshit bingo.
Sounds good to me.
Have you ever heard of it?
No, I haven't. Tell us more.
Right.
What happens?
You know when you go into an office, into a meeting, and you have all your bosses there, like all your Talk Sport bosses and what have you, and you use phrases like ballpark figure.
Yeah.
On a level playing field.
That's correct. Yeah.
We're in a win-win situation. Well, what you do, you take a piece of paper with you, and you number it 1 to 10. And you write down as many of these phrases as you can think of. Yeah. And as the meeting's going on and you're attentively listening, you tick off each item that you're thinking about that they've actually said. The managing director says, well, this is a ballpark figure we're aiming at. And when you get all 10 ticked off, you jump up in there and you shout, bullshit! Try it, mate.
Beautiful.
It works, mate.
Lovely. Darren, thanks for that. Good luck with the gig and good luck with the baby too.
Thank you very much, Ian.
All right, see you soon. Ta-da. I like that.
So do I.
What's the other one? Those kind of euphemisms or synonyms really for when they're going to sack or make people redundant. They talk of streamlining, don't they?
Streamlining, yeah.
Streamlining's one. There's another couple of belters in there as well.
It's like our workforce is we're realigning the workforce.
Yeah.
Realigning.
Yeah. We need to embark on some. Something reduction at. It's never we're going to fire a few people. We mentioned this the other day, actually.
Did we?
This story here. I don't know if it was the same one, but it could have been. But it's a story of Ron and Betty Drabble.
Who?
Ron and Betty Drabble. These are the people that have been on holiday to Great Yarmouth every year for 47 years.
Very nice.
47 years on the trot. The couple fell in love in the town's Golden Beach, embracing breezes on their honeymoon in 1953.
I would have thought they fell in love before that. If they're on their honeymoon, how could they fall in love then? Now, surely they've met one another before.
What a bad piece of journalism, Martin Sharp at The Sun. Now, nearly half a century later, While other Brits jet away to exotic foreign holidays, they still feel a thrill at the prospect of their annual trip to East Anglia. Tourist chiefs believe their devotion to Great Yarmouth is unique. Damn right it's unique. You ever been to that place?
Unfortunately, yes.
And during the latest visit earlier this month, the Drabbles were presented with a long service award of a commemorative tankard to mark their incredible loyalty to the Norfolk resort. Back home in Sheffield, 69-year-old Ron joked, "We've been there so many times that the car finds its way there on its own." Hilarious, Ron.
Comedian.
It's 170 miles from home to the seafront, and I know the route like the back of my hand. The retired lorry driver added, "There's nowhere better for value." Our honeymoon cost 50 quid back in 53, and proportionally, it's no more expensive now. And we've just had a marvellous week at a beautiful hotel for £99 a piece. For dinner, bed and breakfast. It's cheaper than staying at home, said Ron. It's a very pragmatic man, this chap. There are beautiful walks, miles of golden sands, 2 lovely piers, 2 theatres, and the Norfolk Broads. Wonderful pack of women. Just round the corner. Our friends and relatives just take it as read that it's Great Yarmouth for us every summer. Betty, slightly younger, 67, said in the early days we stayed in the boarding house, but in the late 60s, when our son Paul was a youngster, we used to camp in a caravanette. Around 1975, we bought a touring caravan, but since the 80s, we've been moving to hotels each year. And the presentation tankard, handed to them by the old mayor, now has pride of place in the couple's home. Bit of style there. Betty added, "It was a lovely gesture, but then it's typical of the people of Great Yarmouth. Everyone's so friendly." Son Paul, now 37, doesn't share their passion. Betty said he grew up in Yarmouth, but though he took his wife and daughters there in 1998, they prefer camping. They generally go to France. Local tourist officer, Mike Rogers, said Ron and Betty's record takes some beating. We're the 3rd most popular seaside town after Blackpool and Bournemouth, with 7 million visitors a year, but not many come back as many as 47 years. Not many come back twice, from my experience there.
Well, you should have avoided it.
How does he know it's great for value when he's only ever been there, compared to other places?
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
Very good point.
I mean, not exactly a man of the world, is he?
Yeah, he's not qualified to say that.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, I mean, like Great Yarmouth, they know how to splash out, don't they? We're going to give you an old tankard. It's cost them £2 bob up the souvenir shop. Bit of engraving, another £2 bob. There you go.
Yeah.
You'd have thought they'd have said, well, no, we're going to stick you up in Has Yarmouth got a 5-star hotel? I think not. Yeah. Anyway, put them up in our best hotel, and we'll pay for your holiday. There you
That's
are,
the one, yeah.
and we'll give you something commemorative to go with. But no, they give them a tankard, not 2 tankards.
Yeah.
So not a tankard apiece.
It's like on Bullseye. I used to think it was very, almost verging on the hilariously offensive that they gave him a tankard with a bendy rubber bully and some darts and a couple of tenors. And had done in that.
I used to like the way Jim Barron always used to pull the money out of his own pocket.
Yeah.
As if it was his.
Count it out during the break. Don't worry, we're back in a thick.
But you know the ratings for that? It got
Huge.
Astronomical,
Huge.
yet they axed it.
Yeah.
So
you know it's coming back.
Is it coming back?
Which channel will bring it back?
The best time, the 2 classic ever moments.
Channel 5, of course.
Had to be.
Yes.
One was one-off, the other one was regular. The one-off moment was when that dartboard surrounded by the sort of light dartboard.
There's a prize in each one.
A dartboard made of lights.
And one.
And the guy missed it so far, he actually hit the light. He got the light, and it almost put it out. Beautiful. The second one was the regular occurrence of whenever they would win, they would always get the fitted kitchen. And whenever they'd lose, cruelly, they'd wheel on the speedboat.
Or the car.
Yeah, exactly, or the car, with a model waving. And I always thought that was quite nasty.
That was, wasn't it?
They'd kind of rub their noses in it somehow.
Yeah.
Even if they did get a boat, it was almost like, you know, it's not exactly as though these people lived.
Well, you lived in a tower block somewhere, didn't
Yeah, exactly. How are they going to use a boat?
There's plenty of rivers nearby. Lovely, yeah.
There was your tungsten dart holder, which was another prize.
Yeah.
But remember, keep out of the black and keep in the red. You get nothing in this game for 2 in a bed.
Yeah.
But yes, coming back, Channel 5, I think, are bringing it back. Oh, that was the talk.
With Boeing?
Well, he said he would love to do it. And I think that it would be hard to do it without him, really.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those, you know, certain quiz shows anybody could. If Les Dennis left Family Fortunes, I don't think anybody would stop watching Family Fortunes, or it would be. But there's something about the whole Bullseye thing that's kind of essentially it was a very tiny quiz show.
Yes.
There's something a little small about it. It's all very neat and tidy.
Yeah.
Set was quite bright and, lighty. And you had Tony Green, of course. Obviously, good look. Beautiful.
Take your time.
Lovely. Take your time. Take your time.
Well, I didn't ever guess
to look.
You know, they had the quiz round. What, those red lights? It didn't seem as though the contestants actually knew how to use them. I think it was the idea was that where if someone was getting the question wrong, you could hit a red light.
Yes.
And then he'd go to you next.
That's right, yeah.
But I don't think the contestants knew how to use them. I think some of them thought they're actually buzzers.
Possibly.
So that when
they just didn't tell anybody.
Yes.
They just didn't tell anybody. Bullseye. Super smashing. Smashing on the bendy bully.
Yeah. Bendy bully.
All you get is your BFH, your bus fare home. Remember that?
Yes, but I like the one with the cartoon of the bully.
When time was out.
No, yeah.
Come on and go.
But even better than that was the one where he was looking up a word in a dictionary. Just looked it up in his dictionary.
The one was better was the way they'd say the word. It'd be part of the quiz, wouldn't it? It'd be spell sophistication.
Yeah.
For £50, and then when they'd have bully there, as you say, a little graphic of bully, and then Jim would point to the screen, wouldn't it, as the letters came up.
Yeah.
S-F-O-P.
Yeah. They'd clean up if they did that.
They used to actually do okay. Yeah, Channel 5, yeah.
I think it's great.
Yeah, I mean, it can't be that big a budget.
You can't beat a bit of bully.
Can't beat
a bit of bully.
That was full of catchphrases, that show.
Everywhere.
Oh, yeah. But also, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
I used to live above. Yeah. Yes, hand gestures to the fore. Particularly to Ted Rogers. But, yeah.
Just the one.
Yeah, just the one there. Not the three or the two, just the one. His mum used to live, this is terrible. He used to live near me.
Really?
Yeah, and he used to come along in his Jag. And she didn't exactly live in a palatial abode, so it was like, I don't know, it wasn't very... He always used to come round, token once in a month visit.
Oh, yeah.
Miserable sod. But then...
Everybody says that, don't they? If celebs don't smile all the time, everyone says miserable son.
Yeah, but just...
did you like 3, 2, 1?
No.
No.
Again, it had the kind of... Almost as though...
There's these crazy... like clues, didn't they? They were just so remote and out there somewhere. And it would be something like, OK, and I can only read you... I can read you this just the once. One more time. And he'd have it on the back of an envelope. And they'd say, this is the home that Billy Dainty brought in.
Yeah, what was all that about?
They'd always have a celeb.
Yeah.
And he'd say, if I want to go to the palace, I might go down with Alice. I could do it in a car if I could, but some would say you never should. But the time is right to step on a plane. Could I be going to the south of Spain? You think, well, actually, there's a holiday, there's a car, there's bloody everything in that.
Yes.
What a cheat! What a cheat! What did you say? And the horn's the clue. There could be a car. Oh yeah, but of course. And then the best bit was when he would then interpret it and explain it, because all the salient words were usually nothing to do with.
No, it'd always be.
You notice I had the word "and" there, and spelt backwards is DNA. That's right. You won a criminal record, everybody. It's just this stupid, nonsensical kind of. How did that work? We don't know.
But again, it was that 80s fad for sort of. Little sort of cartoon characters like Bully.
Well, that came from Un, Dos, Tres, didn't it?
What?
3, 2, 1, the Spanish quiz show, Un, Dos, Tres.
Yeah, but having said that, they had characters like it was Dusty Bin.
Dusty Bin, yeah.
Bully.
Well, when I worked on a kind of a satellite quiz channel for a while, they used to show repeats of 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, we used to do like a little mini quiz with a caller phoning in. On the telly, but we had the real Dusty Bin in there.
Really?
The actual Dusty Bin.
Which is cool.
I wonder where they put that.
Well, apparently it got lost in a loft in Rill or something for many years.
As you do.
And so when Challenge TV started, and they realised they were showing repeats of 3, 2, 1, apparently the guy that designed it phoned them up and said, I don't know if you're interested, but I've actually got, the Dusty Bin. And it was in an appalling state, but it looked OK on TV.
Wow.
Just wonder it hasn't gone missing again, because that would be a collector's item, I'm sure it would.
Yeah, I mean, it is essentially just a dustbin, it really is.
Exactly, yeah.
But they never went home with the actual dusty, they just went home with a dustbin, didn't they, if they lost?
Yes.
Because I always thought they went home with the whole dusty character.
Caboodle.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know, whoever thought of that one, the golden shot? Let's blindfold a man with a crossbow and let him fire the
Never
thing
happen
random.
now, would it?
Yeah.
Never happen now. No. It's 08700 40 50 60. You're listening to TalkSport. It's 08700 40 50 60. Our lines are open. Go to the website, and that's how you can email talksport.net. Talksport.net. That's talksport.net.
That'd be the website, then?
Or, that's the website.
Right.
And click onto the photograph that says Ian Collins.
Yeah.
And then you can email straight into the studio, and that's how we do it, see? So, dead simple.
Great.
You alternatively can go to the TalkSport fax line, which is this number.
The fax line is 020-7959-7805.
Say that again, sir.
The TalkSport fax line is 020-7959-7805.
That's the means of communication to this show. The TalkSport hotline, of course, 08700 40 50 60. Anything we've touched on so far, just shout us up. Or whatever else you'd like to say. We're happy with any kind of bundles and stuff. It's sort of light-hearted bits and pieces all the way here. Busy studio tonight. It's busy.
Yes.
It is in my broadcasting pen here. Of course, Mr. Miff Daniels.
Ahoy, hoy.
Regular voice. We have, of course, top technical producer. He's Phone Sex Scott, everybody. Hey, Phone Sex Scott.
Yes,
lovely.
I'm here.
And for the second day this week, of course, it is the fantastically Antipodean Lou, everybody. Pleasure. And of course, here with film detail later on, but chipping in like a thing possessed. In fact, we can't stop this man.
No.
He is cinema's biggest nightmare. Actor and directors shudder to think what this man will write or say. He's the UK's #1 film critic, and he's ours, TalkSport's own, Mr. Ambrose Heron. Beautiful.
Good.
And that's coming up later on, isn't it?
Yeah, oh yeah.
A lot of that and a lot of the other stuff. It is TalkSport, Ian Collins and the Creatures of the Night, and our lines are open.
Ian Collins and the Creatures of the Night on 1089 and 1053 AM. Talk Sport.
What follows is a commercial for AAP. We would like to warn you that certain listeners may be offended. If you've surrendered your endowment policy and you didn't call AAP first, then quite simply you have a large vacuous space between your ears where your brain should be. And this is the sound of someone knocking on your big empty head. Because one phone call to AAP could have earned you thousands of pounds. If your endowment policy started before 1992, AAP could offer you up to 35% more than if you surrendered to the life company. So if you've already surrendered your policy, start to feel angry. But if you haven't, call AAP now for your free brochure and valuation on 0800 064 1967. Absolute Assigned Policies Limited are regulated by the Personal Investment Authority. 0800 064 1967.
The soundtrack to the sporting event of the year. The official Euro 2000 album. With Three Lions, Gary O'G, Sash, plus exclusive tracks. Also featuring the official theme and Jerusalem. The official Euro 2000 album. Available at HMV, Top Dog for Music.
TalkSport.net. TalkSport's website just got even better.
Downloading data.
Now there are even more reasons to check out TalkSport's website at TalkSport.net. Keep in touch with TalkSport's total Euro 2000 coverage. Take part in great internet contests and cyber sport quizzes.
And check out the fantastic Sports Babe.
TalkSport.net. Bigger, better, faster, more. TalkSport.net. Just click it now.
Let's TalkSport. Let's go to Edinburgh. John, how you doing, John?
I'm doing okay, Ian. How are you doing?
I'm very well.
Listen, what's that country that thinks it's 15,008 or?
Oh, we're looking at it. It's some islands off Bolivia,
right.
South America. They think it's 5,008.
Right. So what's that other weird country that still thinks it's 1966? There's another one.
That's Scotland, because they don't stop talking about it.
Is that the case?
Well, you're the one phoning.
Listen, Ian.
Yes.
You're getting sadder and sadder, mate.
Why's that?
Listen, I'm really despairing of you altogether. I really am.
Are you?
Yeah, I really
Do
am.
you still crave me, John? I still touch you.
Not as much as you used to.
Oh.
You're disappearing fast.
Is that right? Well, you've been saying that for 2 years to me.
I know. Listen, I've got to tell you something.
Yes.
This song that you've got at the moment.
Which, yes.
The people, that is incredible stuff.
I knew you'd like it.
Yeah, I know. Listen, I got one for you. Can you listen to mine? Would you? I dare you.
Have you got music to it?
Yes, I have.
Have you?
Yeah,
What
so
sort
I'll
of
sing it to you.
Well, it depends. You see, the problem is we've got to think of copyright.
Let me sing it to you. I dare you. We know you're not the BBC.
Absolutely right. 08700 40 50 60. I should have let him carry on, actually.
You should really.
I should have done. Sorry, John. But he's such an arse. I mean, he calls up and 1 minute he loves you and then he hates you.
He sounds like a Bond villain. She's just about to kill James Bond.
Yes.
You know, Ian, I've got you in my power now, and you're scrubbing, and I'm not going to kill you just now. I'm going to torture you first. and then you cut him off, and then, you know.
I know. I should have... John, if you're listening, I should have let you carry that on, really.
Yes.
John is probably the biggest TalkSport listener. I mean, he listens all the time.
I think we'd say the biggest something else.
Well, he's that too, I think. But he calls up and then he like slags you monumentally. He reported me to the radio authority once.
No,
on what grounds?
Oh, I think I called him something or other.
Was that one?
Yeah.
Well, I think
they upheld it as well. They said, yeah, you're right. You were right. You're right to complain about that boy Collins.
Yeah.
But that was quite funny. But he listens. He phones Wild. He phones Dick in. He phones us. He loves it. Yes, it was an odd thing to do for something that you spectacularly loathe.
Yeah.
08700 40 50 60. Lines are open. We go to. Let's nip over here. It's a Liverpool thing. It's Mark who's over here. Mark, welcome to TalkSport.
Hi, Ian. How you doing?
All right.
Good, lad. What I was wanting to talk about was what you were saying before about the prehistoric times and how the world was created and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Does it concern you a little bit that we built a bridge in the year 2000, this Millennium Bridge? After a couple of days, it's shut because apparently it can't.
Yeah,
stand a bit of wind.
The designers forgot to take into account weather conditions.
Exactly. Yeah, but for 4,000 years, Stonehenge has been sitting there. And no matter how many gales, no matter how many thunderstorms, no matter how many hurricanes, it still just sits there and does nothing.
Doesn't move.
And doesn't move at all.
But it is broke.
Hmm?
It is broke.
Broken,
sorry.
But it's still there. I mean,
bits of it.
It's still sitting, 4,000 years. You might find the odd crack. I mean, give them the due, you know.
There's many a crack round Stonehenge.
Well, doubling that.
Just the locals.
But, you know, like, what do they have 4,000 years ago that we haven't, you know? That's what's scared me.
Nobody still knows how they got those stones there, do they? Because they're too big to...
Well, they tried it, didn't they? Didn't they try it?
Yeah, I think they did.
They tried to get it from the sea, didn't it?
Didn't they try it on that, that Tony Robinson programme or something?
Yeah.
Time
Bandits.
I'll tell you what, it's 4,000 years on. We've got all technology now. We'll do it. You know, we'll try and do it the prehistoric way. But if it all goes wrong, we've still got modern technology. But it goes in the sea. But you know, it's still a bit weird to me. I can't work it out.
Terribly weird. Terribly weird. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
Cheers. Frog in throat. Headline. Which paper was it in? Which newspaper was that? Which newspaper? Hello? What? Hello? Which newspaper was the headline in?
Oh, I don't know. It was just a local paper in Inverness.
Oh, that's the crucial point.
What?
That's the crucial bit. We can't source it.
Inverness Bugle.
You always say that, don't you? You have to say the headline, you know, so there's such and such.
And finally...
But anyway, a headline in a paper somewhere, could be anywhere, we don't know where, was disgrace in Inverness as tractor is vandalised. But without knowing the paper, you lose a little bit of the do you know what I mean? So if it was like, the Scottish Daily Record...
That would have been...
That makes it more ridiculous. Yeah. But if it was the Inverness Chronicle, or whatever... But anyway, Rick on the A14, was Bullseye's top prize for 101 or more awarded for 3 or 6 darts?
It was 6.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, it was 6, because you had the non-player and the player. But I always... yes, you did.
You did the player twice.
No.
9 darts.
There was 9 darts. I'm sure it was 9
darts. You got 9 darts, 101.
Was it 9 darts?
It was 9 darts, yeah.
Oh, that is so easy.
Oh, yeah, but the amount of times they'd screw it up.
But
Was it 9 darts?
I think it was 6.
There's 9 darts. I'm
No,
sure.
no, no. Because the non-player went first and threw his 3 darts, right? And then...
Oh, it was 6.
It
No,
was
yeah, the
6
non-player
darts.
went first and then...
9 darts would be ridiculous.
No, it was 6.
Sure it's 9.
No,
because the non-player always went first.
No,
and then the main-
I think non-player always went second.
No.
No. The non-player definitely went first.
No.
Sure it was 9 darts.
Ambrose Heron.
I'm setting my stall, drawing my line in the sand.
Right, on a
It's that, well, see, 9 darts, it sounds... I can imagine Jim Bowen saying it.
No, but it was 6.
101 or less. 101 or more.
Oh, it's 6 darts. It was 6 darts. It was definitely 6 darts. I remember Sunday afternoons sitting there with my old granddad, because we wanted to go in there, we'd have walked it. Walked it, no problem. We'd have ended up with a caravan, I'm telling you. Which is exactly...
But having said that, I got this idea of somebody having a go twice.
Yeah.
No.
It was I'm sure it was...
No, what you're thinking of is this qualifying rounds. Because you used to... a pound for every point, wasn't it? When they
Was no... It could have...
Yes, on the final, it was the non-dart player first with his 3 darts, then it was the dart player with his 3 darts, and that was it. That is it.
Possibly.
Not possibly, definitely.
Mr. Knows.
I know about these things.
Yes. Somebody will know.
I know.
Even if we don't know.
Don't give me all that bully.
We're going to talk witches.
Are we?
Yeah, we've got to talk witches in a little while. And kettles.
Oh, definitely kettles.
Yeah, we'll come on to that in the next hour because we'll get bunged on the phones if we don't. Let me ask Scotty, because an interesting bloke to get out on the Raz, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
Phone sex Scott.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, always. It was coming but never comes. Scott on a Saturday night.
Yes. What's coming but never comes. That's true. Yeah. So last Saturday, he bottled out the football. I mean, Ambrose was ill.
Yes.
He had a very good excuse.
So he had an excuse.
Yeah.
That's all right. And whereas Scotty, just like... In fact, the picture becomes even clearer now, doesn't it? Because, did you know this, Lou, by the way? Well, you see, last Saturday he was supposed to come to the boys' outing to watch the footy.
Yeah, I wasn't invited.
Oh, you could have come.
No, I wasn't invited.
You could easily have come.
I thought you was going to see your mum in Bournemouth.
My mum doesn't live in Bournemouth.
Or whoever it was you were going to see in Bournemouth.
Yeah, you were going to Bournemouth.
You was going
I
because
don't think I was.
you specifically said you was going to Bournemouth.
You said you were going for a bit of a blowout in Bournemouth.
No, it's untrue. And even if I was, I would have liked to have been invited.
That's the point, isn't it?
Yes.
That is the point. Well, in that case, you can blame
And then
Scott.
I could have turned you down, you see,
Yes.
like Scott
Yes.
and Ambrose.
So that's true, yeah.
But tell me who else was meant to turn up as well. Leanne said she was going to turn up and never did.
Oh, she ended up doing some sort of Ponty West End nightclub, didn't she?
Yeah. I was drunk as an old skunk.
Yeah, well, she's been ill ever since.
Yeah, you've been right.
Anyway, so now the picture is complete. I've only just thought about this. So the reason we missed the football, because Scott took a chick out that he met on our phone lines.
Yeah.
So he met her through my programme and could not turn up to the do for that reason. Because he did that stupid thing of saying, don't worry, love, I'll buy all the drinks. Scott, I'll buy all your drinks for you.
Has Scott seen the mandatory viewing for all talk show listeners?
Which one?
Oliver Stone, Talk Radio.
Oh, have you seen Talk Radio, Oliver Stone?
No, I haven't.
I think he's got to see that to understand the perils of being a talk show.
Yeah, I think that's a good one. Yeah, good one to watch. Talk Radio, Oliver Stone film.
Freak your chicken, boy.
It will freak a chicken. Yeah,
Will it?
Good for yeah. So anyway, this Saturday, Scott, what are you doing?
This Saturday? Actually, I'm not doing anything.
Fabulous.
And are you holding, folding still, or? Well, there's either yes or...
This doesn't make sense to me. Something is awry here, right? Okay, you've got an 18-year-old who, for the first time in his life, moves to the big city, the capital city of London. Now, Lou is nodding because he knows more or less what I'm going to say here, don't you, Lou?
I think so.
You know, and he moves here, okay. But he doesn't do anything. He doesn't go out anywhere.
Well, I do when I can. I'm just very busy. I'm a busy person.
He does work
you know.
nights, it has to be said.
Yeah, top producer and all that business.
So what do we do then?
Top radio host.
Yeah, but all he does, he goes home, back to his bedroom, and he gets into the internet, and he sits there, and he interacts through radio stations around the country.
home now.
Well, you know, you did have, up until a day ago.
Oh, really?
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Good God, it's Robin Whelan.
Good God.
I nearly fell off me. Right, you frightened the life out of me then.
Where were you tonight?
Where was I tonight?
You were...
Oh, I know, yes.
You stood me up.
Do you know what happened here, though?
Go on.
Oh, we can't go into it on the air.
James Whale didn't do it again, did he?
He did.
He did.
He did.
He's a naughty boy, and he should keep his hands above the table.
Have you only just left?
No, I've just dropped him back, actually.
Oh, have you?
Yes.
Was it a good do?
Well, in the boot of my car.
Was it a good do?
It was, actually. Mr. A was there.
I thought he would be, actually.
Yes.
I thought he would be.
Still with the little, facial...
Oh, really? Is that still... Oh, yeah. Blimey. You know, the...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. W didn't turn up.
Did he not?
No, had to go and see some important people.
Oh, right, yeah.
But some very nice people were there, yeah.
Yeah, do you think... Was he smashed at the end of it, the boy?
Pleasant.
Pleasant.
Pleasantly happy is the phrase.
Yeah.
He didn't throw up in the back of my car, because otherwise he'd be eating it.
Lovely. It's a beautiful picture.
And rightly so.
Me that one.
And rightly so as well.
You shove their nose in it and make them eat it.
Exactly. Yeah, we should say happy birthday to Andy, actually. Andy Garland.
Happy birthday, Andy.
Who's, we can say he's one of Steve Wright's producers, can't we? We can say that.
Top producer.
That's true. He's top producer at, radio number duh. We don't mind duh.
No.
It's just, we don't like. And it was his birthday last night. And I was meant to be going, and then everything that happened here, it was all a bit...
scary.
So, yes.
So you chickened it?
Well, I was kind of trapped, really, in a big way.
Really?
Yeah, I was...
Rage isn't back on the scene, is she?
Oh, no, it's worse than that.
Kind of way.
It's worse than that.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was Big Mac.
No.
Oh, held me ransom.
He said, Collins, you got to do it, mate. You got to have a bare, naked arse on your show.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
And then you walked in.
I suggested to him, actually. I said, Mac, why don't we have the sports heads on the website being projected across the backside of a beautiful girl?
It's a good idea.
And you can do it, actually, with the financial stuff. And as the footsie goes down, it goes down her back to the...
Now, that would make sense. Yes. That would make a lot of sense, actually.
And if the footsie goes up, you see her face.
It goes down, well... The world is your oyster.
Go up in my
the world is your internet oyster. 08700 40 50 60. This is TalkSport.
As along life's road we travel, there's some things you ought to know, like the care of fellow travellers, no matter where you go. For life's not always simple, and it matters quite a lot, that with respect you share the road, no matter what you've got. For everyone is different and has quite different needs. And that's why at Sunraysia we listen and we heed. So with care and understanding, when asked to show the way, Sunraysia made its prune juice vegetarian safe for those who need it made that way.
You can now find Sunraysia prune juice in the fruit juice aisle of selected Tesco stores. 15 pence of your purchase price of Sunraysia 1 litre bottle prune juice is donated to the Cancer Research Campaign.
What follows is a commercial for AAP. We would like to warn you that certain listeners may be offended. If you've surrendered your endowment policy and you didn't call AAP first, then quite simply you have a large vacuous space between your ears where your brain should be. And this is the sound of someone knocking on your big empty head. Because one phone call to AAP could have earned you thousands of pounds. If your endowment policy started before 1992, AAP could offer you up to 35% more than if you surrendered to the life company. So if you've already surrendered your policy, start to feel angry. But if you haven't, call AAP now for your free brochure and valuation on 0800 064 1967. Absolute Assigned Policies Limited are regulated by the Personal Investment Authority. 0800 064 1967.
Non-stop Euro 2000 coverage, unauthorised and uncut on TalkSport.
Hey, howdy there, bozo. What do you say?
Oh, 700 40 50 60. So let's take that as a yes, Scott, yeah?
Yes.
Take that as a yes.
Absolutely.
So, fantastic, yeah. Right, lots going on at this end. Whatever it is you want to sling in, then do so. We'll go to Aberdeen. This will be Bob. Hello, Bob.
Hello.
Hi, welcome to TalkSport, sir. What do you got for us?
You were talking about where you used to date the calendar from.
Yes.
Now, historically, it is, after the last ice age, which is 16,000 years ago, and that was when man first walked out of the Rift Valley. But I'm talking about man as we know him now. Human man.
As 2 legs and, you know, all the rest of it.
You know the great thing about that?
You were there?
No, I wasn't. I'm old, but I ain't that old.
Go on, Bob. What's the great thing about that?
We're all descended from blacks. So where does the skinheads and racists come into this?
Yeah, I heard that too. It's like an African thing going on, isn't it? Yeah.
I'd like to make another quick little point.
Sure.
2 points, actually. It was 6 darts in bullseye.
It was 6 darts.
Yeah, the man threw a player through first, and then the guy who could play through second.
Wasn't it funny, though, Bob, that invariably the non-player did better than the player?
Yeah, I think it was all pressure.
I think so.
Another thing, last night was the first time I'd ever listened to your programme.
All right.
And you really give me food for thought when you were talking about the Belgian police being the provocateurs.
Uh-huh.
And I thought about it long and seriously today. And you've changed my mind. Now, I'm Scots, and I was probably as chuffed as everybody when England brought up here when England got their demise. But I just thought it was just English thugs at their worst. But I sat and listened to your argument last night and thought about it through the day, and yeah, you've got a very valid point.
I mean, I wouldn't excuse any of the idiots that were, you know, but yeah, I just think there are other aspects at work there, so. All right, Bob.
Okay, thank you very
much. Good to talk to you. Thanks a lot. Cheers. Bye-bye. That's Bobby. 16,000 years ago, he says, but of course that bucks and flies straight in the face of my theory that, you know, it was about 2,700. 3,000 at a push.
Sit it down.
3,000 at a push.
Wow.
Nobody showed me any evidence, you know, to back it up any other kind of way.
But even if they did show you some evidence, you'd be sceptical. Because it'd be man-made evidence.
Yes.
As far as you're concerned, because it's measured by a man-made method.
That's right.
And you don't like a man-made method in your measurements.
True. No, I don't.
You don't, do you?
I don't like any of that malarkey.
No.
Unbelievable. 08700 40 50 60. We've got all sorts of things going on here. Paul's coming on, Vinny's coming on, Sarah's coming on, talking cybersex.
Oh, I can't wait for her.
That's weird, though, isn't it?
What, cybersex?
You don't know who's at the other end.
I don't know who's at your end, anyway.
But, like, you don't, do you?
No, never. You wouldn't, would you?
Could be, I mean, invariably, I think that, you know, there's... invariably a member of the same sex there saying that they're the opposite sex.
But it just shows the power of the written word and the imagination.
Yeah.
You know, over the visual and...
Because the one thing I've learned from this show is that when you bump into... If anybody either writes or calls or whatever, and then you bump into them, and, you know, invariably they don't look anything like you imagined, and you don't look anything like they thought you were going to look either. So it's all... The whole thing is a bit mysterious. And so that surely would only be multiplied by 1 billion when the issue is raw sex. You know, the whole, you know, the aesthetic side of it is vital to the whole point of what you're doing. And you end up with, you know, hairy people.
Oh.
Yes.
That's not nice.
Well, no. Because you could have a hairy fetishist.
Yeah.
Who's like, you know,
well,
are you hairy? You know, yeah, I'm hairy.
Some people like hair, lots of hair, don't they?
Hirsute.
Hirsute, yes.
Does it bother you, lots of hair?
On a woman?
Yeah.
Yes. It does mind on a man.
No, apes are fine by me. No, yes. No, I don't know, actually. You mean bodily hair?
Yeah.
No, actually, depends how much, I suppose.
True. Miff?
Don't like it. Don't like just hair on women.
No, I don't.
Apart from their head. You know, on the top of it, and not a beard.
And not a... Yes. I think we're talking about the same thing.
Yes.
No, I like a well-plucked woman.
So do I.
That's what I say. Yeah.
Well plucked and waxed.
Smooth as, yes. smooth as a what's-it.
Anyway, Ellen Smith. Do you know who she was?
Ellen Smith?
Ellen Smith.
No.
She was convicted for being a witch.
Was she?
Yes.
Was she shaven?
She was more than that. She was burnt at the stake.
Well, that would have singed her, wouldn't it?
Yes.
We'll come to that.
Beats waxing.
We'll come to that in a second. Anyway, lines are open, 08700 40 50 60. 08700 40 50 60. Lines are open. It's whatever you want to sling in to the pot here. Do so. You're listening to TalkSport. Ian Collins and the Creatures of the Night. TalkSport is the station. You can go to the website, which is talksport.net. Talksport.net. And that's where you email. You click onto the Ian Collins photograph and you email from there. So all of that and a bit more as well. We're back in a shake with Vinny, Paul, Joe, Sarah and others. Lines are open.
updates from the Sky News Centre on 1089 and 1053 AM Talk Sport.
Good morning, it's 2 o'clock. I'm Matthew Farrell. At least 15 people are confirmed dead after a fire at an international backpackers hostel in Australia. A number of Britons are among the 70 rescued from the fire at Childers in Queensland. 3 guests are still missing. The fate of a convicted Texas murderer sentenced to die by lethal injection is hanging in the balance. The final decision on Gary Graham's life rests with Texas Governor and presidential hopeful George W. Bush. Graham's lawyers have filed a civil lawsuit, effectively delaying his execution. A 30-year-old man's been charged with stabbing a pregnant mother to death outside her home. Tony Leslie Murray from Smarden in Kent's due before magistrates in Ashford today, accused of murdering 24-year-old Alison Stocker. Ambulance paramedics couldn't save her unborn child. The owner of a California sausage factory is being held by police after allegedly shooting to death 3 government health inspectors. A 4th meat inspector escaped and raised the alarm. And the Tottenham by-election's been won by Labour's David Lammy, but by a greatly reduced majority. The turnout at Bernie Grant's old seat in North London was just 25%. TalkSport weather tonight staying wet in much of Scotland and southwest Britain, drying out elsewhere with stiff breezes. Friday, cloudy with patchy blustery showers. England seeing more sunshine than the rest of the UK. Those are the top stories from the Sky News Centre. In sport, Chelsea say they're close to signing Croatian international Mario Stanic. The Blues are believed to have agreed a £5.6 million fee with Parma for the midfielder. Chris Hutchings is a new boss at Bradford City. Hutchings, who was number 2 at the club, takes over following Paul Jewell's move to Sheffield Wednesday. Golf now, and Sam Torrance is the clubhouse leader after the first round of the Compact European Grand Prix. The Ryder Cup skipper fired an opening round of 66. Here's Richard Kaufman rounding up the day's play.
A hole-in-one, just 20 putts. It's little wonder Sam Torrance was in good spirits after his first round. A 6-under par 66, he leads by 1, and told TalkSport afterwards that the position of his Ryder Cup vice-captain Mark James was not in jeopardy following James's revelations in his new book criticising the Americans as well as Nick Faldo. Spaniard Francisco Thayer is at -5, with Lee Westwood fighting off the jet lag to line a tie for third with Andrew Coulthard at 4 under par. But it's the Ryder Cup skipper Torrance in his 29th year who's the man now to catch. Richard Kaufman for TalkSport at Slaley Hall.
In tennis, there was disappointment for Lindsay Davenport and Anna Kournikova in the quarterfinals of the Direct Line Championships at Eastbourne. Davenport was beaten in 3 sets by Belgium's Dominique van Roost. Kournikova lost to Chanda Rubin, also in 3 sets. And the 11-8 favourite Cave Towers won the Gold Cup at Royal Ascot for the 2nd time in 3 years. The Godolphin Horse came home ahead of Far Cry. Compton Ace was 3rd. That's it. More news and sport in an hour.
Ian Collins and the Creatures of the Night on 1089 and 1053 AM. Talk Sport.
Okay, bozos. Now, if you failed to catch the last show, you missed this.
I am the voice of God.
It is Andy Fanny from Birmingham, and you're proper.
Oh, you some kind of dollop?
And this.
In real life, I'm actually a bit of a horny old devil, and a walking love muffin to boot. Look at phone sex boy over there laughing with his smutty mind. The cogwheels of filth continue to turn.
You also missed some of this.
The first time I ever had mayonnaise with chips was in Belgium, and I was very grateful for that introduction. And a policeman went past, and they didn't give us the finger, but they gave us the fist. I don't mean in your sense, Barry. I mean in the, you know.
Now, Ian.
Sorry.
What flag was you waving over there? Was you waving the old St George's Cross, mate? Or was you actually waving your Belgique flag?
No, actually, because I've... Oh, dear. Miss, you're a pig.
So don't miss out, kids. You never know what's about to happen. Thank you.
Ian Collins and the Creatures of the Night.
Look, Jerky, I don't need to talk to you.
Brace yourself.
Oh, 0700 40 50 60. Let's go to Joe in Manchester. Hello, Joe.
Hello.
How are you? Joe, welcome to TalkSport.
Hi, thanks. Brilliant show.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say, right, I'm Jewish, yeah?
Yep.
And we think that that the world was created 5,760 years ago. 5,760.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, we don't have any evidence or anything like that. We're just that.
But it's a good round figure, though, isn't it?
No, we just turned up this was 60 this year.
Oh, right.
It goes for every year. No, every year, no.
And is that from the year? That's from. So there was nothing before that.
Created.
There was nothing. No animals or funny dinosaurs before that.
No, there was nothing before that.
Yeah, I'm with you on this.
Yeah, you know in the Bible, right? It says Noah's Ark.
Yes.
Right. So before the Ark, we think there were dinosaurs and everything like that before that.
Well, no, there must have been human beings before that.
Before what?
Noah's Ark.
He didn't say there wasn't. He said dinosaurs as well.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, there were dinosaurs as well. And after that, the major flood, then all the dinosaurs went. Like, they all got killed and they didn't live anymore.
They were pesky beasts anyway, Joe.
Yeah. Good job they didn't live. Not from all their video evidence anyway.
True, yeah, they'd be in the cabinet by now, wouldn't they? Sure.
Yeah. Right, so that's what I mean. We respect anyone else's view. I don't say that because all the Christians say 2,000 years doesn't mean anything to me.
Yeah.
I don't hold the 2,000 years. That's what you think. I respect your views. That's what we think.
Yeah, that's what I was saying at the beginning. You know, it's only a Christian thing that you know that this is in the millennium.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, even though we live in England, I mean, plenty of Jews are in England.
Well, it doesn't matter where you live, does it?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, if you're a Jew, you're a Jew, and that's what you believe.
Yeah.
You know, if you were any other faith, you'd also shun away from the 2,000 thing.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
anyway, that figure makes more sense to me anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Your figure, I like that.
Yeah.
It's a cosy figure.
Mm.
There you go. All right, Joe.
Right, I just want to say one thing before I go, right?
Yeah.
You know, one good thing about England, England not being in the Euro 2000 anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, it means we don't see Alan Shearer up front anymore.
That's true.
Which is one good thing.
With his Zimmer frame.
Yeah. Right, thanks, Ian.
Good on you, Joe.
Yeah, I'll see
ya. 08700 40 50 60. Right, I'll go away, Sarah, with you in just a second. Lines are open. Anything you want to say? Vinny.
Hello.
Vinny.
Ian.
Vinny!
Hello,
Vinny! Where have you been, Vinny?
Major flood. We talking about my wife had a major flood 4 months ago. Fifth baby when I was in bed at the side of her. Couldn't believe it.
Outrageous.
Waters broke everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Meredith, she's 4.5 months old. Ian, you're still there?
Yeah, and you're still there, Vinny.
They must be paying you a fortune.
Too much. I keep saying, cut my money, cut my money. They won't do it.
Bloody money.
They won't do it.
How are you, my old mate?
We haven't spoken for about 3 years.
No, but I'll tell you what, you're not far off there, Ian, actually. It's actually, yeah.
So what are you up to?
Well, I actually phoned up to talk to you about something serious. If you'll give me a bit of your time.
Yeah, well, definitely. But are you still in the double
Yes,
act?
I am actually. You know, well, I'm still not with Clive anymore. I mean, you know, when they ask you, is there anything of a straight man in the business, if I could find one?
Yeah.
Well, apparently I was on Whitley Bay Playhouse about 3 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
And I took the lead role in a new play, and I met this guy, an actor called Roy. He's a brilliant guy. He's from Watford, believe it or not, like, you know. And he's a lovely guy, so we could just get him together as a double act.
Oh, good stuff, because the last time I saw you you were on Talking Telephone Numbers,
I was
weren't you?
depressed, true, yeah. Yeah, I was depressed, Ian. I've been depressed for 3 years, you know.
Have you really?
Oh, I'm under the dock. Well, not at this moment, I'm not, but I was.
Yeah.
No, I'm only joking.
Good stuff.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm glad you're still. So what's happened to Mike the Madman on the sheep?
Kev the Wonder Sheep has gone travelling.
Oh, has he?
He's gone around the world. He's in South America at the moment, probably
Is he?
celebrating New Year in Bolivia.
Is he?
Yeah, and Mike, Canadian Mike Hansen, is, get this, he's the programme manager of the station.
Is he really?
Oh, yes. Right up there.
And your sidekick there, I don't know his name because I've never heard him before, but he sounds like a right bouncer.
You must have heard Myth.
Yeah, you have, Vinny. We've spoke before.
I think I might be right, our son. Yeah, you could be right there.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. But how are you, Miff? All right?
I'm all right, Vin.
All right, it sounds a proud son. No, great. Ian, I'll tell you what I wanted to talk. Hey, listen, this new partner, do you remember Vinny and Clive, the mobile men, don't you?
Absolutely.
Do you fancy having two more called Vinny and Roy?
Vinny and Roy, fantastic.
I'm serious, Ian.
Sounding good already.
No, honestly.
Why not?
Because we used to phone you, and then that was when you paid for the bill.
That's right. Oh, we'd call you back, because we used to send you into all sorts of places. And
it was fun. Graveyard.
stations and all sorts.
It was funny that, Ian, wasn't it? I still haven't got a photograph of you. Never mind. I'll watch Crime Watch next week. You might be on that.
I'll be on there.
No, I'm only joking. Ian, listen, I'll tell you what I wanted to just to mention about, right? Gossip.
Gossip.
Now, this is very deep, Ian, Mr. Collins.
I'm listening.
Right, I have got 5 children that I know of, right? And I bring them up. I've got 3 daughters and 2 little sons.
Yeah.
And they all keep telling tales about each other. So I bring them up and I say, now listen, Jackson, stop telling tales about Jordan.
Yeah.
Because you'll get your brother into trouble. Shall I smack him or ground him, maybe? So I'm trying to bring my children up like this. But yet the politicians come on television and they're all like child, aren't they, really?
Yeah, crazy.
Are you with me? So if we're trying to bring your children up, I'm deadly serious.
What are you supposed to do, Vinny?
Well, what do? You know what I mean?
What are you supposed to do?
All the bloody neighbours are at it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know what it is? It's conflicting messages.
Is that what it is?
That's what it is.
Well, we'll have to start conflicting somewhere else then,
I think you're right. Listen, it's great to hear from you.
And you as well.
And,
yeah, I'll keep in touch now.
Yeah, when you're up and running, you know, let us know.
Yeah, certainly will. Thank you.
We will chat further, Vinny.
I hope so.
All right.
Yeah.
You take care.
Glad to hear you're still there, me old mate.
Absolutely. Someone's got to keep this place together.
Good night, Myth.
Good night, Vin.
Cheers, Vinny.
Good night, Ian.
See you later. There he is, Vinny. Any listeners remember Vinny and Clive?
Got to remember.
Almost from day one, they would call us, and we hadn't heard for a while. And they'd be our mobile. I can't remember the name we gave to the little feature, but we'd send them into petrol stations and interview people on a mobile phone.
Right. That was on a mission.
All sorts of bizarreness. We've actually got some women coming on. In fact, we've got 4 women on the switchboard right now.
Marvellous.
Is there any?
And line 1, is that a woman or a man?
They don't know.
A man. So we've got 4 women and 1 man, and we don't yet know who's on the other line.
Oh.
But it's good female quota you got out there, Lou. Nice and female.
Sorry?
Nice and female.
Yeah.
We need females.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Scott hasn't decided. So are you coming Saturday, Scott?
Coming where?
Oh,
we're going out for a drink.
Oh, right.
Ambrose is there.
Yeah.
Pop-up Pete's coming over.
Sorry, I can't remember you mentioning it. You said, what are you doing this Saturday?
Yeah. Well, it's just like a beer, you know. It's like you're living in the capital, you're in the city, you get together, you'd be staying in watching Poldark or something, wouldn't you?
No, I'm there, mate.
You're there? You sure?
Right.
You sure?
Right, what time is that? 12...
Note that.
Yeah, 2:12. 2:12.
Phone
yes.
sex Scott signed a verbal contract to appear this Saturday.
Good. Yes.
Excellent. Good stuff. The thing with we think we've sorted. I'm going to talk to Anne in Sheffield in a second. We think they've sorted the bullseye thing out. Because everybody's phoning in saying, no, it was 9 darts, not 6 darts. But we think what it was 9 darts when they did the prizes.
Yes. In the black and the red.
Yeah, and that's when the non-dart player got 3 and the dart player got 6. But when it came to the final, 101 or more, that was 6 darts.
Well, they had the opportunity. They could either keep all their prizes and their cash, right, or they was allowed to gamble, in which case, if they got the 101 or more, they kept their prizes, their cash, and the star prize.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But if they lost, all they got was BFH, bus fare home.
That was it.
That was it.
Yes.
Good old Jim. It's Talk Sport. It's 08700 40 50 60. Faxes and emails on their way. Ambrose Heron with film detail. Big ones this week.
Oh, huge.
And a big cult classic.
Yes. A funny story about a website.
Yes, a good website story.
Oh, good. I can't wait for this.
Yes. Sarah.
Ian.
Hello, darling.
Hello, my dear. How are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. I'm absolutely pulling my hair out at the moment now.
Excellent.
I've been
We don't
trying
like hairy girls, so pull it out.
I haven't got much of that either.
Good.
But anyway, I've been trying to send you this email through.
Yeah, I know.
This
This is a week-long thing. I gave you the address, didn't I?
Yeah,
you got that one?
Yeah, I've got that one, and it keeps sending it back to me.
That's craziness.
It's rejecting it, says it will not accept it.
Well, that can't because that's where you first sent the first email, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Who knows?
You can check out if it's a problem your end or their end.
How
I wonder.
Send yourself one.
Right. Okay.
And if you get if you get one back, there's no problem your end.
I've been receiving them, no problem. From other people.
How many do you get?
That's actually what I've come to realize.
Oh, no, it brings us neatly on to the subject of cyber sex.
Right. Well,
Well,
I got my computer last week,
yes.
got online, went into a chat room, found a bloke, and we've been having amazing side effects.
Really?
If you've never tried it, I recommend it.
So this is just like tapping into the keyboard and saying, I want to you.
Yeah.
And but only...
yeah, but, I mean, to say it like that, it doesn't sound like anything at all.
Yeah.
But once you're actually there, I mean, I would never, ever have believed it could be how it is.
Oh, it is.
Oh, mate. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
me you've been talking to, you fool.
Is it? Hello, Joe.
Yeah.
Actually, I spoke to him this evening for the first time.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, he's actually got a very, very bad stutter.
See what I mean? That's the you know, that's there's the myth gets that's what how we ended up talking about hairy women, wasn't it? About, you know, well, you meet someone and you think that they're this, that, or the other, and so he's all right.
Apart from that, he is lovely.
Yeah. How old is he?
40.
40.
Yeah.
Bit old for you, isn't it?
I like an older man.
Hey, baby.
Hey.
So what does your other half say about this?
Oh, he's cool about it.
Is he?
He said it'd be different if he lived 5 doors down the road.
Yeah, exactly.
Sarah.
But he's actually like, yes, me.
Yeah, do you go under your own name, or
I
do
do.
So you don't make up like...
No, he does though.
Yeah.
But I know his real name as well, so...
That's good.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. So what's I mean, it's just to while away the midnight hours while you're on your own at home.
And when the other side's here as well.
Oh, right. So
Yeah.
you sit there and do it together?
Yeah, well, no, I do it, and then we reenact it afterwards, which makes it doubly better, you see.
Oh, I see. It's like a rehearsal.
Yeah, excellent new game, actually. Good one for your book.
Go on.
The alphabet game.
Well, you've got to think of something for each letter.
No. I'll just explain very briefly. It involves the tongue,
Yeah.
the alphabet, and any part of the body that you like.
Right. And you make shapes.
Yeah. And the other person has to try and guess what letter it is.
Fantastic.
But you sort of stray away from that slightly, as you can well imagine.
Yeah. I'd get stuck on the letter S.
Well, the thing is...
Or the number 8.
Oh dear. Scott is into phone sex. I've never tried that.
Oh, he's an expert at it.
You've never tried
I've
it?
never tried phone sex.
I don't believe you.
I haven't.
You've never had
I've
a dirty...
tried many a thing, but I've never tried phone sex.
Well, what happened when you spoke to your man in America then? Did you not have phone sex
No,
then?
because he stuttered. It was a bit difficult.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it does kind of ruin the moment in that respect.
It does.
Yeah. That's bizarre.
Indeed.
So what would happen then if he came... I mean, if he came over from the States?
Well, he's actually saying that. Yes.
Oh.
I wouldn't mind that, actually. I don't think Mark would be too happy.
So you don't know what this geezer looks like?
Oh, yeah, I know what his wife looks like as well.
Oh, he's married?
Yeah.
Does she know about it?
She does. She's not very happy about it. But
She's not happy about it.
She's not happy about it. Mark and her should get together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, swinging.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Absolutely. Well, there you go, you see. I mean, things happen, don't they?
Don't they just?
Yeah.
We've got a new lodger now as well.
You told me.
Yeah, it's a different one.
Oh, different one?
Yeah.
Who's this one?
Bloke this time.
Oh, it's a bloke?
Yeah.
Does he,
No, he doesn't. Actually, I was sat up here on the computer on Sunday night, boiling hot weather, no clothes on, fell asleep, woke up, had a nice cup of tea next to me. Up comes Bob up the top of the stairs, stands there, starts chatting to me. You all right? Have a nice sleep? Yeah, okay. He walks back downstairs. I think to myself, hang on a sec, I've got no clothes on. He didn't even notice.
Did he not?
No. I bet
he did.
Is he known as Bob the Knob?
I'll have to put that one to him. Definitely. Well, he's definitely never going to live that one down again, because I've just started a job in a pub.
Oh, yeah.
And the whole pub knows now.
What about Bob?
Yeah.
And the clothes?
Yeah.
It's fair. What happened to your last lodger then?
She moved on.
Oh, did she?
Yeah. She moved on.
I can understand her need
We
to
got
do
a bit much for her.
Did it?
She couldn't handle us.
Well, that's no good, is it?
Does Miss know about that scenario?
Yeah, because you were here. He was here last week when you
That's
called.
right.
Yeah.
Les,
Absolutely.
wasn't it?
Pardon?
Was it Les, the name?
Les.
No.
I think it was.
Yeah, it was actually.
It was?
Was it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Leslie.
I thought it was the other one you were
No, that was Leslie.
All right,
I
yeah.
haven't seen Emma for a while, though.
Have you not?
No. She's got a little girl now.
Yeah, you said, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
That was quite scary, that was.
What, having a little girl?
No, we were both being pregnant at the
Wait,
same
that
time.
is
We
quite-
had them 3 days apart.
Did you?
Yeah, we were both 2 weeks early.
Blimey.
Yeah.
How bizarre.
It could have been even more scary
Yeah.
if they had both been Marks.
Yes.
That would have been quite scary, wouldn't it?
That would.
Yeah. So what happens then if American boy comes over and turns up at your house one evening?
Oh, he knows not to do that. We would have got that planned, actually.
Oh, have you?
There's a little hotel down the road from us. And he'll come and stay there, and I won't tell Mark. And then I'll just make my excuses. I'm seeing friends and...
Is Mark not listening to this now?
No, he's at work at the moment.
Well, he might be listening at work.
No, he's asleep.
You sure?
Yeah, positive.
Right. That's fair
I
enough.
hope.
You hope?
Oh, dear.
No, it'd be all right.
Foot in mouth syndrome.
Be all right. No, it's just all good radio entertainment. That's all. That's what it's all about.
So are you going to try this cyber sex?
Yeah, I think I ought to.
You've got my email address.
I have. Yeah, but you can't do it via email, can you?
No.
You've got to do it in a chat room.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is we can arrange to meet in a chat room.
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that a deal?
We're going to arrange to eat in the front room if you want.
Hey.
So, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And then when you come in for work experience, you can teach me the alphabet game.
Yeah, this you got my brain going now.
Yes.
All right. This work experience has been going on for over a year now, right?
Yeah, but you didn't call us for ages.
I know, it's because you didn't get in contact with us.
Yeah, but you...
And Pete rang me up one day and mentioned about the box for a box. And I said,
That's right,
no trouble.
I remember that.
And then he found out I was pregnant. He wasn't so keen. Can't think why. That turns some Blake's on, come on.
That's true. There's special pages just for that.
I've got some photos that we took to prove Pete wrong, which I will forward to you.
Definitely,
I'm 7 months pregnant. You can't even tell I'm pregnant.
Really?
Yeah.
A little tiny thing.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, anyway, no, we definitely will get back to you.
Is that definite?
Absolutely definite.
All right, and don't forget to get back to me about going into a chat room. 'Cause
Okay.
I like that, babe.
Definitely. That's only on condition that when you come in, you teach me how to play the alphabet game.
There's a few variations, but I'll go into that at another
That's all right.
time.
The more variations, the better, mate. All right, Sarah.
Take care of yourself.
You take care.
Bye.
Bye. Dirty cow. 08700 40 50 60. That's Sarah. We always reiterate this. He used to call us a couple of years ago and called like about twice a week.
Yeah.
With an update on what was going on in her life. Unbelievable things. Scott, I tell you what, you could learn something there.
I'd probably like to learn something there.
Phone sex, Scott, you could be...
Yeah.
Maybe he wants to teach her a bit of phone sex, because she said she was up for that.
Anyway,
Yeah, it could be that.
speaking of cybersex...
Yes.
You have in front of you about ferrets in cyberspace.
Ferrets in cyberspace, yeah, because there's like a whole... We were reading ferret books last week. Oh, look at that little ferret looking at Easter egg.
Right, now, see that very one you've looked at?
That one.
Now, imagine that stack up somewhere.
Oh, my God.
Well, because...
And this happened, didn't
I was going to tell you about my ferret story, yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll withhold it a second.
Okay.
Because we've got to go to a doodah.
Okay.
But we have a ferret story. It's not for... It's a true story, and it is not for the, apologise in advance for anybody who's going to be offended, but it's just one of those stories that's true, and it's therefore worth telling. Right, don't go away, Julie. Don't go away, Laura. Sam's there as well. 08700 40 50 60. It's Ian Collins and the Creatures of the Night on TalkSport.
Presenting Sunraysia's Bram Presser and his grandma Ruby. When Granny came to London, it was colder than the spring. She was all rugged up, her eyes were bright, and she didn't feel a thing. Because it was winter here in the UK, and summer from whence she came, with her Sunraysia prune juice to seek her fortune and her fame. But to drink fruit juice in winter, hadn't she been told? The tradition has always had it, they should drink fruit juice cold. But Granny came from Australia, and she knew a thing or two. Sunraysia prune juice, piping hot, is delicious through and through. And now you've heard my story, I've thought hard and must confess that Granny and I drank Sunraysia prune juice hot as we travelled to Loch Ness.
You can now find Sunraysia prune juice in the fruit juice aisle of selected Tesco stores. 15 pence of your purchase price of Sunraysia 1 litre bottle prune juice is donated to the Cancer Research Campaign to support their vital cancer research and education.
New Bath Power means no hard work ever again. Bath Power is chlorine and ammonia free, so the smell won't knock you out. It's made from natural plant extracts and works on almost any surface. New Bath Power cleans glass, metal, plastic and ceramics, just about everywhere in the bathroom. Bath Power is the new bathroom cleaning revolution in a bottle. Bath Power removes calcium and limescale hard water stains on baths, taps, shower heads and shower screens with no hard work. Just spray spray on and wipe clean.
Shock. Bath Power actually works. Available from selected Safeway and Sainsbury's stores now.
Mike Tyson v. Lou Savarais Saturday Night Live, exclusively on TalkSport. Hear the canvas crack and the thunder boom as raw flesh meets hardened leather in radio's most heavyweight head-to-head of the century.
I can walk down the street and give 50 girls to pay me to make love to them.
Live from Hampton Park, Glasgow, with ringside commentary from the legendary Colonel Bob Sheridan and Steve Collins. Radio exclusivity, Tyson versus Savarais, tomorrow night from 10, exclusively on 1089 and 10:53 a.m. Talk Sport.
Executive decision was taken during the news there. We had to phone various managing directors, and it's been decided to not let Ambrose Heron tell the ferret story, everybody.
Sorry.
Sorry, nobody wants to hear it.
Yes.
Nobody wants to hear the ferret story.
Well, I had a phone call from my lawyer telling me not to do it.
There you go. You never know what territory you're getting into.
If they don't want to hear it, we won't tell it. You know, and if, the general public are phoning up saying we do not want the ferret story.
Another time, another place. But I could tell you about Ellen Smith, who was the witch.
Yes. Okay. We'll come on to that.
Yeah.
08700 40 50 60. We've got witch detail.
Yes.
Phone sex Scott, you well?
Yeah, I'm very well.
Are you excited about Saturday night?
I'm so excited.
Fantastic.
I think I'll have phone sex before I come out.
I think you should.
Yeah, it gets me going.
Big smile on your face,
Yeah.
then. Julie is in Harlow. Hello, Julie.
Hello, Ian.
Hi.
Hi. Sorry, I'm a little bit nervous from the phone before.
That's okay.
I just want to say first that I've really enjoyed your show. I've been listening to it for about 4 months now.
Excellent.
And actually, it's naughty really because you've stopped me from giving my job up.
Oh, really?
I really hate my job.
What do you do?
I just work in a factory. I got made redundant from a really good job last year.
Uh-huh.
And I've had to go on to nights too, and the same sort of money I was on before.
Got you, right, I know, yeah.
And I'm really bored, but since listening to you, I can't give it up now. I'm
Fantastic. Superb.
Hello, Miff. I just want to say hello to Miff.
Hello, Julie.
And Ambrose as well.
Oh, hello, Julie.
Ian, there's a few things. I really want to phone you quite a few times because lots of things you say, and I think, I need to get to a phone, because being at work, I can't.
It's difficult, yeah.
Firstly, I'm not at work tonight because I'm not feeling too good, but I was looking for the television channels tonight.
Yeah.
And there's a thing on, I didn't even know it was on, but the telly was on, and it's on Channel 5, and
I think I saw it.
Blue films.
Oh, was it about blue films?
Well, yeah, they like rate. They have free
Yes,
playlists.
they're three. Is this the one where one of the bits of porn was called Creatures of the Night? One of the films.
No,
seriously, yes. Phone sex, Scott? Didn't we see that? We were sitting there watching it. We actually saw it, Julie.
Yeah. So I thought, well,
Creatures of the Night, an old porno.
You don't look like him, do you? Because he had really long nails, and you know.
It wasn't his nails that were long, I don't think.
But actually, you keep calling Scott phone sex, Scott. I want to ask you, have you actually had phone sex?
All the time.
Seriously?
Have you, Julie?
Oh, yeah.
Have you?
Oh, yeah.
Actually, you'll have to leave me your number and we'll do it ourselves.
Well, I'm going to write you a letter with my number so you can phone me.
Fantastic. What, tell us about yourself then.
What do you want to know?
How old are you?
I'm 33.
Okay, and
I'm single.
You're in Harlow?
And I'm in Harlow, yeah.
Big, small?
What, Harlow?
No, you.
Medium.
Medium?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. You're not hairy?
I'm not hairy, no.
No?
No, I'm not. Well, I've got hair on my head, obviously.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not hairy.
Good stuff.
I do shave.
Excellent. Well, you have to.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Brilliant.
Do you?
Yeah, oh, well, only my balls. The other reason I said that is because Elton John actually said that once.
Oh, what, he shaves his balls?
Yeah, he was on one of those audience with, and somebody said, do you shave or something? And he said, I imac my balls.
Oh, right. Yeah, so, yeah, I mean, I've been wanting to talk to you. Like I said, I've been wanting to talk to you for ages.
Yeah.
I think you've got a real sexy voice. I can't believe you're single, Ian.
It's outrageous. I was only telling somebody this today. I said, do you know, I went to Sainsbury's today and I was doing my shopping. And it's still odd, isn't it? Like, you know, single bloke goes around a supermarket. And I was in a real rush as well.
Right.
And I only bought 6 items. I bought a pie. What did I get? I bought a pie, some soup, some chicken, and a bag of mixed veg. That's about 4 items.
Right.
It might have only... no, I didn't buy any... Anyway, I think that was it, actually. I think that was it. And I went to the checkout, and I went to the quick one.
Yeah.
So, basket only. In fact,
Yeah.
it clearly says that. And this bloke behind who was serving obviously decided he was on a go slow for Britain this day, because it was like so... And the woman in front, who bought 3 items, had the biggest rucksack on her back I've ever seen, which she'd taken off and put on the conveyor belt. And then, like, she's trying to load it all up. She's paying by credit card for £1 bloody 90. And I'm thinking... But the weird thing is, it's like, people look at you and they think, bloke on his own, doing the shopping. He's either having a hard time at home or he's gay.
Yeah.
You know they're thinking that. You just know they are.
Actually, I'm single, and I often have to remind all my family that I'm not gay. Because I'm sure that some of them must think, oh, you know, she hasn't got a boyfriend now, she's 33.
Yeah, that's the thing, you see.
But I'm not.
There you go.
One. So casual sex partner.
Sorry?
You want a casual sex partner?
I think that's what's needed.
Well, there you go. Well, I'm going to write you a letter.
Is that what you're looking for, Julie?
I'm looking for that, yeah.
Yeah.
And possibly a future bridey, and I could be a future bride.
You never know. Are you hot stuff?
Yeah, I can be.
Yeah? What do you can be?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
When the right buttons are pushed, yeah.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So how long have you been single?
Well, actually, I'm on and off now for a couple of years. There is somebody, but he's not single.
But how long have you been celibate?
Naughty. How long have we been celibate? Since January.
January?
Yeah.
Oh,
bad,
blimey.
isn't it? That's really bad. I mean, the longest I went was 5 years. And I vowed never to go that long again.
5 years?
Yeah.
Good God.
I'm a good girl.
I'll tell you what, that is a record in Arlo. I used to work. I'll tell you, I used to work in
I'm an Essex girl
Arlo.
born and bred.
You what?
I'm an Essex girl born and bred.
Oh, yeah.
So that is a good thing for an Essex girl.
Have you always lived in Arlo, Julie?
I have, yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
Do you ever shop at any record shops in Arlo?
Yeah.
I tell you what, girl, I've definitely served you then.
What one?
Our price.
Well, it's closed down now, miss.
Has it?
There's only one up in the town now.
Good Lord.
Yeah, we've only got Virgin now.
Ah.
That's the only one in Arlo, probably.
Yes. Which is ironic in itself, isn't it?
A Virgin shop in Arlo.
Yeah.
So, Ian, if I write you a letter,
Yeah.
I'm going to put a love heart on it, so you'll know it's
So I'll know
me.
it's you?
Yeah, will you phone me?
I'll phone you?
Yeah.
I'll be round in about an hour. Listen,
you give me a call.
I'll know it's yours because of the love heart.
Okay.
All right, Julie.
I'm going to write to you tonight, then.
You take care.
Keep up the good work. It's brilliant.
See you later.
Okay, see you later.
Bye.
Bye.
So that puts you in a bit of a dilemma, really. Doesn't it? See, because Phone Sex Scott, you see, he'd be straight on the case. They'd be like, yeah, I'll phone you. Yeah, all right, love. Yeah, yeah. I'll borrow the drink. You take it up. Yeah. I'll borrow the drinks. Don't worry, I'll meet you in Leicester Square, love. Do you know what? I'm detecting something now.
What are you detecting?
This show is about to go through a phase.
Of what?
Well, you see, when this program has gone through, any program goes through certain evolutions.
And many different levels.
At many different levels. And it's like, you know, any other, it does that. So you go from, and when I first started, it was actually quite serious for a couple of months, because that was the kind of brief, you know, they had some jip from various authorities, and they said, we're going to make it sort of serious and newsy, and so we sort of followed that agenda, and it wasn't really me. And we slid away from that. And we went into all sorts of antics and shenanigans, and Mike was on the show, wasn't he? And Kev was on the show with us. A whole load of things going on, and then the show was longer. And then we went through a whole phase of it being very flirty, you know. So a lot of, because it was like all guys in the studio, so we get a lot of female callers. And then that kind of changed again, up until recently, where it's been mostly male callers.
Geezers all the way.
Yeah, and we've kind of not really, you know, although we're a bit titillating and a bit, anybody can be a smut meister if they need to be. So we've mucked about, but generally speaking, it hasn't really been flirty, because and then tonight, you see, we've spoken to Sarah.
Yeah, and she's very flirty.
That's right, at that moment.
Yeah.
And then Julie. So, you know what I mean?
There's more birds on the line.
There's a pattern forming here.
Yeah.
Because this is a reason why Phone Sex Scott came to work on this show.
Yes.
It's the I told you it'd happen. It's like the nut has finally been cracked, isn't it?
Nuts about something.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Do you think Eminem could be a witch?
Sorry?
Do you think Eminem could be a witch?
Could be. He's going to get this witch. It's true, I tell you. He's going to get this witch thing in a minute.
Yeah.
No, we will do it. We've got to talk witches.
Yes.
Because I'm having a bit of a witch night in tonight. See, that's the crazy. I'm having a night in on my own tonight. That's crazy.
Why is that crazy?
Well, because I don't do it very often. Although it will
Did
be
it last week, didn't you?
No, the week before.
Week before, sorry.
Yeah, week before.
It can be good. It can be relaxing.
Well, it was the week I watched the Parallax View.
Yeah. Oh, what better night in?
Yeah. And this week I'm watching The Witchfinder General.
Ah, cool film.
Yes.
And whatever's on the telly tonight. Because it's straight. Oh, I listen to the radio. I quite like James H. Reeve, actually.
Do you?
Is he on tonight? Yeah, he is.
Yeah. Top man.
Yeah. I didn't think I'd like him.
Can I borrow your Parallax View?
Yes, I've got it here, actually.
Excellent.
Bit dodgy sound on it.
Is it?
Right.
Yeah, not too bad.
What have I got tonight? Jim Davidson, Heartbreak Hotel. No. John Sullivan. Only Fools and Horses writer.
He's on what?
He wrote it.
Really?
He wrote Heartburn Hotel, new series. Only Fools and Horses created John Sullivan, comedy, which begins as Harry dreams of hosting Euro conferences at the hotel are cut by a grisly discovery. Tim Healy.
Alvida's own pet.
Who's married to...
the bird at Coronation
Street, yeah. Right. Chewing the Fat, compilation programmes highlighting the original series. Did you see the original series?
Of what? Sorry?
Chewing the Fat.
No, I didn't.
No?
No, I did.
Royal Ascot.
No. That'd be bundle of laughs.
Then there's a film on, A Case for Life.
Who's in that?
Valerie Bertinelli.
Oh,
Mel Harris, Brian McNamara.
What about...
Emotional drama. Two sisters face heartache when one of them falls pregnant for the 5th time while suffering from a life-threatening illness. That'll depress the life out of me.
You don't want to watch that.
Right. That's BBC One. BBC Two, Simpsons, Glastonbury, Newsnight, Glastonbury, Buffy the Vampire.
It's Simpsons Night.
It is. The Simpsons are on from 6 o'clock onwards.
Till when?
Till the last one goes out at 9.
Oh, wow.
There are, 1, 2, 3, about 5 of them.
Fantastic.
So there's that. Channel 4, because I haven't got cable or anything, I could watch Friends, South Park, Frasier, and that's it.
I'll give that Friends a miss.
Why is that?
Yeah, it's a girly bottom show. It is a girly show, sorry.
What's a girly show?
It's a good Friends is.
Channel 5, actually, I caught this on the last Friday I stayed in.
What's that?
It's called The World's Most Dangerous Magic.
Oh, is that the guy with the mask?
Yeah,
who reveals all...
No, it wasn't him. No, I know the one you mean. No, this was the guy. They strung him up by the
what?
by the ankles.
Painful.
And they lowered him over a crocodile pit.
Good.
Quite seriously, he was throwing bits of meat at them, and these crocodiles were jumping up there. I mean, but he was, No, in fact, he was only hanging. No, he was on a trapeze, hanging by his feet. That's all that was holding him on there. And he was chained up, and he had to get out the chains.
Speaking of crocodiles, do you know Live and Let Die, the Bond film? When he runs across the crocodiles.
Yeah.
Do you know that scene?
Yeah.
Do you know they were real crocodiles?
No. It wasn't really.
Do you know how they did it? Do you know how they did it? They got all these 5 crocodiles, because if you remember in the film, he goes from one sort of bit of island to the other. And in the film, he legs it across. And the foot you see of the stuntmen are actually real crocodiles, but what they did is they got their hands and legs and tied them to the bottom of the pond. So they're flailing about. But unfortunately, the stuntman, one of them got free. And the bit you didn't see is when they took a chunk out of this stuntman's leg.
Really?
Yes. One on the end.
Ooh. Anyway, so, World's Most Dangerous Magic, Stolen Innocence, that's a film.
Never heard of it.
Is there any late night kind of, there's a thing I'm particularly fond of, a sort of cheesy cack American series called Renegade.
Renegade.
You ever seen that?
No.
It's not on. ITV will offer me Find a Fortune. Oh, God.
There's a Carol bloody Vorderman.
Yeah.
Yes.
Airline.
Oh, God.
Celebrity Heartbreak. Stars and public figures talk to chat show queen Trisha Goddard about their broken romances, revealing how the pain is often made worse by the pressure of being under constant media scrutiny. They didn't ask me to take part in that, could they? I could have filled the hour.
Doesn't reading through these TV listings make you yearn for the distant future when you can have TV on demand?
Yeah. City Heat's on at 11:30.
Oh, is that Burt Reynolds?
Clint Eastwood, Burt Reynolds, Rip Torn.
1984.
It is indeed.
See.
Writer's comedy set in Kansas City in the 30s about a private eye who decides to team up with an old police colleague to avenge his partner's murder and bring the killer to justice. I've seen that. It's dreadful.
Is it any good?
No, it's dreadful.
Oh, I'm watching it.
Dial a date. So that's what I'll be doing. 1:20 in the morning. Saturday I was sat there. But yeah. So I've got nothing to watch.
Well, I'm not surprised.
Hey, yeah, there's books, magazines.
What are you suggesting?
Well, you'd be watching a film otherwise. No.
Yeah, if a taxi driver can drop off some old porn to the studio for my nightly viewing, that'd be great.
Marvellous.
So I'm sat there on my own. I've got nothing. British television cannot offer me anything.
No.
Cannot offer me anything.
Yes.
United Kingdom, most advanced country in the world, some would say. And here I am looking at 5 channels, and there is nothing that turns my head to think. So there's a night in on my own.
I should have bought you a couple of old books or something, or videos.
Yeah, I've got some books, and I've got the odd thing I could watch, but it's whether you're really in the mood to
read. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a night in is often can be good for the head and soul.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Sometimes you go out of habit.
Yeah,
you don't have a good time because you don't really want to go out.
It's quite nice. You have a nice relaxing afternoon, and then you can. What normally happens is I have something to eat about 4 o'clock, like a bit of a snack, and then about 9, I'll cook myself something to eat.
Yeah, that's nice.
I'll bomb from the kitchen to the TV watching the news.
Yeah.
And then I'll sit and eat my munch with whatever's on at like 9:30.
Right.
If I'm watching the TV, that is. So it could be either. So I don't know yet. All on me own, son, for a night, curled up on my sofa.
You come out if you want.
With Vincent Price.
With Vincent Price, yeah.
I should be out on the ale.
Well, we've got a big night Saturday night.
Yeah.
You've got to prepare yourself.
He's worried. Come on, tell us what's worrying you, Scott.
Nothing at all.
Do you feel you've entered into a contract and you can't fulfil?
No, I'm raring to go.
Are you sure?
You won't jib out this week.
No, I'll be there.
Yeah.
I'll outdrink the lot of you.
But you look subdued.
I'll outdrink the lot of you.
That'd be funny.
Yeah, I'll prove it to you as well.
Well, you've said it now.
I'll damn right prove it to you.
You've laid down your gauntlets,
we'll
mate.
shake on it. Well, yeah.
What's the I don't know, it's going to sound terribly laddish and awful. What's the most you've actually drunk in a night?
I don't know. I remember I went to some do once, and I do remember it was punch they were serving. It was always lethal because it's like you think you've drunk a pint of orange juice, and what you've actually drunk is a pint of vodka.
I think I remember that night.
You remember that night?
Yeah.
That's the night, yeah. Sorry, what was that?
Yeah.
What was that symbol? What does that mean?
Oh.
That do.
That could be
anything.
anything.
That do, yes.
That do.
Yes,
That's the one I'm on about.
Yeah, the radio thing.
Yeah.
What's the vampire do?
Yes. That one.
Yeah, that one.
Plenty of garlic.
That night. And I just... I was okay, but it was...
Freaked your chicken, mate.
I never usually go out to drink. Oh, I'm going to drink a lot, a lot. But the one that I did was this. It was quite funny. We and some friends went out, and I'd just been in an old play, and so we were sort of gasping for a drink, and we ordered. There was about 12 of us. We had to order drinks for. It was like 12 people each buying around for 12 people, which got quite amusing. And for some reason, we ordered tequila slammers. Yeah. And it ended up like we somehow ordered about 50 of these things, and they were all stacked up on the bar, and it seemed that nobody wanted them, so me and 2 other people
went through the lot.
Yeah, and after the first few, it became quite fun. So it's like, it
is weird because
we weren't consciously thinking, we're going to drink loads.
No. It is weird, though, because there's a pub we can go to, and, well, it doesn't really matter which pub, but isn't this strange? Miff will back me up on this. We can go to this pub on a Saturday night or a Friday night and drink whatever, and we know the landlord, and he sometimes gives us an offering of an unusual spirit every now and again, and we'll have a drink. And you could, if you're out and you're relaxed, you could end up having a lot to drink and feeling the effects of having a lot to drink, okay? We could go in there on the Sunday night, drink the same thing, walk out of that sober.
Yeah, absolutely.
What is that about a Sunday night?
Don't know. Always on a Sunday. We're always stone cold.
I mean, you've had a drink, but it's not...
I think that's a mental
invariably,
thing,
we go for a Chinese or something afterwards.
I think that's a mental thing, isn't it?
It must be.
But we don't... It's not like we start late and you think, it's only half 10.
No, we start earlier.
We start a lot earlier.
On a Sunday, we're often in there in the afternoon.
Strange. That's right, weird. I remember when on an old trip to Dublin, and we did the whole Guinness brewery thing and the whiskey distillery, which is actually better than the Guinness distillery.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, or Guinness brewery, whatever. And drank very heavily. And it's weird, I remember waking up the next morning And I remember going to bed thinking, this is going to be the beast of all hangovers.
Yes.
And didn't have one. It's the only time.
That does happen.
That's because you haven't mixed your drinks. Never mix the grape and the grain.
So Scott is going to drink us all under the table. So we've never been out for a drink with you. So this is the crazy thing about it.
Oh, so you don't know me, do you?
We know of you.
Okay, how much can you drink then?
Yeah, come on then, Scott. As Amber said, this all sounds very laddie and stuff.
I think Scott's kind of a bit of an alcopop man myself.
Actually, one thing I can't drink is lager. I can't have it
I
at
know
all.
so many blokes who can't drink lager.
Yeah.
They say that they just hate it. So
It
they're
does-
always walking around with little mints.
It's not that, I only have to have a sip.
Mincing around with your little...
No, I only have to
with
have
your
a sip, and I
With
can't...
little girls.
With your
Comes
snowball.
up.
So what's your tipple of choice?
Vodka. Plenty of it.
With what?
Oh, dear.
I don't know, Coke or something. Whatever.
Didn't I
Not orange juice.
Not orange juice?
No.
Didn't I see this ending in tears for some?
Yes. So what, do you know the most you've drunk?
Not really, no. 'Cause usually I drink and drink and drink, and then that's
Sleep.
it. I'm asleep, and I don't even realise I've gone asleep.
Well, until you wake up
Until
and
I wake
discover
up.
yourself asleep.
That's it, yeah, that usually happens.
Is it usually in parks that you do this kind of heavy drinking?
No, only once.
So you coming out as well then, Lou?
I don't know. Have I been invited?
We've invited you.
When is it?
Saturday. Oh,
Well, you know, I have been making the tea. It's true.
oh that's
true.
Yes.
Saturday.
I don't know if I'm going to be here. What time?
Well, the whole night.
Oh God. Maybe then.
You're in Bournemouth, aren't you?
No, I'm back on Saturday.
She's back.
Back for good. I am.
This time it's for good. And this time she means business.
This time she's going to drink Scott under the table.
I think we should all challenge Scott now.
I think we should.
He's laid down that
I
gauntlet.
think Scott should have to drink the equivalent of us in lager, but in vodka.
That's true.
Yeah. A pint for a pint, yeah?
Well, you got the vodka is a strange old drink, isn't it? You can hardly taste it. See, as I was saying about the punch earlier on, you can.
Mind you, sometimes it will affect me, and sometimes it doesn't. That's the only thing with vodka. Sometimes I can drink a lot, and I don't even know what I'm
Have
doing.
you got to the age where you get hangovers? Because at one, as soon as I got legally able to drink, I suddenly started getting hangovers, and I never ever had before.
Oh, don't worry, they go, girl.
Do they?
Yeah, they
Well,
go.
not always.
It's weird. When I first started drinking, the second major drinking experience, we thought it would be very fun to have as many cans as possible. And we didn't realise that Carlsberg Special Brew was like...
Special.
Yeah, we didn't realise it was like four... Well, was it double the...
Almost
strength?
double, yeah, I think
Yeah, tramp strength, yeah. And we bought 24 cans of this stuff between the two of us.
The gold can.
Well, one of us ended up going in a bloody finishing the night in an ambulance.
Really?
Oh, vomit everywhere.
Well, alcohol poisoning. Nice.
Alcohol poisoning to the big scale. Yeah.
That's not a drain on the NHS, is it? Eh?
No.
I bet paramedics absolutely love that, turning up some pissed fart in a gutter.
Yes. But no, it was...
Shame on you.
We didn't realise, yeah.
I had a friend who had his stomach pumped and then left the hospital, bought a 4-pack and still turned up at the party afterwards.
Really?
Yeah, seriously.
Charlie chuck away with his 4-pack.
Yes.
Right. But it'll be a good night, Scott.
It will.
Fabulous.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, okay. A lot of listeners want to know if Eilish is going to come on the show.
Well, she said she would.
Hopefully she is.
And she said she'd sing.
Yeah, I'm going to get her on the show this morning.
Excellent, that'd be beautiful. Beautiful
She
stuff.
promised us last week she would sing.
Indeed. Don't go away, Laura. With you in just a second. Phil's coming on as well, who's in Leeds. Sam's there in Burnley. John is in Belfast. Lines are open. It's Ian Collins and the Creatures of the Night. 08700 40 50 60. And it's TalkSport.
Presenting Sunraysia's Bram Presser and his grandma Ruby. When Granny came to London, it was colder than the spring. She was all rugged up, her eyes were bright, and she didn't feel a thing. Because it was winter here in the UK, and summer from whence she came, with her Sunraysia prune juice to seek her fortune and her fame. But to drink fruit juice in winter, hadn't she been told? The tradition has always had it, they should drink fruit juice cold. But Granny came from Australia, and she knew a thing or two. Sunraysia prune juice, piping hot. It's delicious through and through. And now you've heard my story, I've thought hard and must confess that Granny and I drank Sunraysia prune juice hot as we travelled to Loch Ness.
You can now find Sunraysia prune juice in the fruit juice aisle of selected Tesco stores. 15 pence of your purchase price of Sunraysia 1 litre bottle prune juice is donated to the Cancer Research Campaign to support their vital cancer research and education.
New bath power means no hard work ever again. Bath power is chlorine and ammonia free, so the smell won't knock you out. It's made from natural plant extracts and works on almost any surface. New bath power cleans glass, metal, plastic and ceramics just about everywhere in the bathroom. Bath power is the new bathroom cleaning revolution in a bottle. Bath power removes calcium and limescale hard water stains on baths, taps, shower heads and shower screens with no hard work. Just spray on and wipe clean.
Shock. Bath power actually works. Available from selected Safeway and Sainsbury's stores now.
Mike Tyson is an economic migrant. He should be kept out of the country on that basis alone. He can't make a living in his own country. This is why he comes here. And on that basis, should be banned from entering the country. I'm Mike Dickin. Join me at 10 this morning on Talk Sport.
This is not the BBC. Yahoo!
You immoral swine!
It's Laura in Solihull.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm getting cold.
You're not in a phone box, are you?
No.
You've got a cold.
No.
You're getting cold.
Yes.
Why?
Well, because I'm sitting here with my bra on.
Everybody's naked tonight, aren't they?
Yeah, well, I can't follow those other two ladies.
That's all right.
With the cyber sex.
Because you haven't got a computer.
No, it wouldn't even be that. I find it difficult to talk about it.
What, sex?
Yeah.
Well, that's why I think cyber sex is taken up by so many people, because on an internet, all they're doing is typing, kind of having sort of dirty conversations with each other. And so it's a way, really. In fact, you're almost a perfect candidate for it, Laura.
Why?
Because if it's something that you don't normally feel comfortable talking about, if people are on those chat rooms, you're totally anonymous.
No. I would talk about it with my partner.
Yeah, but that's not what cyber sex is, though. I mean, I'm not.
No, but you don't know who you're talking to. Yeah, but...
No, you don't. That's the point, though. You don't know, so in which case...
People find that a bit... Oh.
Well, yeah, maybe, but I mean, that's... for those that do it, that is the kink, if you like.
Yeah.
But the fact is, it's a lot of people who wouldn't say boo to a goose are often first in the queue to partake in this, because for the very reasons you just gave, you know. But anyway, that's each to their own, isn't it?
Mm.
There are other, more interesting things to talk about.
There are.
What do you got for us, Laura?
When you started the programme, you mentioned something about your mobile phone. Somebody rang up and you thought, that's a bit strange. That's a bit odd. And I was going to ask everybody there if ever they'd had a kind, I don't know, paranormal or something strange that had happened to them that they couldn't explain, which there isn't any explanation for.
Yeah.
You know, either, I don't know.
Do you know what? I've never, apart from that mobile thing, that's probably the quirkiest thing it's about, because I've never seen a ghost, I've never seen a UFO.
Right.
I've had a few of those odd coincidences, but there's never been anything, you know, I've never sat down in my house and the TV has, like, got up and floated across the room.
It's not. I don't think it's likely to do that.
But wouldn't it be great if it did? What a great story on the radio on Monday. But nobody would believe it, would they? It's, oh, Collins has gone nuts again. He's been having that cyber sex.
Well, according to your poor conversation, I think, you know, it would be great if your TV floated across the room, because I felt so sorry for you. Said I got nothing to do, nothing to watch, nothing to read. I thought,
So what a perfect night for a TV to float. If there was a night that was more apt,
that's got to be the best night.
This has got to be the one. Let's hope for some TV floating action.
But I think men, though, unless they see it, if they don't believe, it's a bit like...
men are more cynical, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, have any of the other guys that are there, have they had anything...
Yeah, paranormal experiences?
Never. They never will do, because there's no such thing.
Why do you say that?
Because he's an idiot.
No, because I'm not an idiot.
Because you can't see it. Are you saying...
No, you see...
But how can you say there's no such thing? It's too much of a general thing. You can say...
No, it's not such a general thing.
There's no such thing as paranormal.
There is.
Oh, why did you say that, Ian?
No, I didn't say that. No, I'm quoting him.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No, you didn't quote me. Look, I don't believe that there is anything paranormal knocking about. Because scientists are trying to investigate this for years, and they've never found anything.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, but have you met scientists? Have you had a chat with them?
Every week.
Oh, yeah.
That argument myth is like...
What kind of a personality have they got?
Well, sort of what?
Personality.
A scientific personality, a methodical personality that works things out by logic, not by hocus pocus that's in your head.
It isn't hocus pocus.
Well, let's bring Ambrose in.
I think you'd call it your sixth sense.
Yeah.
Starring Bruce Willis.
Ambrose, what are you going to say about the...
Yeah, well, I was going to say that idea that science has been investigating for years and they've found nothing yet, that's like saying, well, before the world was discovered to be round, oh, well, of course it can't be round because they haven't discovered it yet.
Right.
Nonsense.
It's exactly the same.
No, it's not exactly the same. It's not exactly the same. That was me, my brother.
Well, let me ask you this. Have you had deja vu?
Everyone has.
Okay. Yeah, Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. Fine album.
And have you had deja vu?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Could you explain that?
You said that twice.
No,
I just imagine that.
I had a feeling the one who's got the really Cockney accent. What's his name?
That's Miff.
Mick. Have you had deja vu, Mick?
Miff.
Yeah, every time you keep calling me Mick.
I'm sorry, Mick.
Miff.
M-I-double-F.
All right, Miff.
Yes, Mrs.
Have you had deja vu?
Have you had deja vu?
Have I had deja vu?
Yeah, have you?
Never. I wouldn't eat the stuff. Filthy
You've never had that,
No, you have.
No, I haven't.
You've never had deja vu?
What do you mean,
Of course you have. Of course you have.
You just want to deny it. I don't know. I think, to be honest, I'm not big on the, I think there's a whole industry of, as you say, hocus pocus and, you know, CAC sort of purporting to be science when it's not. It clearly is conning the public because there's a big market out for people who want to believe a lot of mumbo jumbo. But having said that, there is an area where it does cross over, where you do have raw science and you have all this hocus pocus.
Mr. Heron,
now,
sir.
What extent?
Hold on, Mr. Heron.
Yes.
Pray, give me an example, sir. Pray, give me an example.
Example of what?
Of this crossover.
Well, no, let's put it this way.
Let's
put it... Surely Miff isn't going to stand here, and you're in on this conversation, Laura, so I'm not ignoring you.
No.
Surely, Miff, you're not going to suggest there's no such thing as unexplained events.
Of course there's unexplained.
Right, UFOs
so that's
is a classic example.
Miss, explain those unexplained events.
How can I explain something that's unexplainable?
Oh, but...
You're asking me to explain something
but the unexplainable
completely
unspecific.
Well, that's the point, isn't it?
That is the point, isn't it?
You already said it's unexplainable then, Miff.
Right.
Well, that doesn't make it paranormal.
Right, example number one.
Well, it does make it paranormal.
It makes it strange, though. It makes it weird.
It makes it strange, it makes it weird, but it doesn't make it...
it could.
Something beyond science. It doesn't make it like from the other world.
There's plenty of things beyond science.
Male.
You see, Laura, I went to South Africa, Laura, a few months ago.
Oh, listen to this.
And I sat on a rock, and do you know what I saw from that rock? I saw energy.
Yeah, I can believe that.
With my own eyes, I actually saw energy. Yes. And everybody thinks. You know what I'm known as around my area now?
What?
Ian the arsehole.
I tell you what,
because nobody believes me.
A better example. I'll give you an example. UFOs.
Yeah. UFOs.
Right now.
I believe that. I believe that.
Yeah.
Ian.
Well, it's not so much a question whether you believe it or not. But
no, I mean about the power with the.
Yeah, the energy.
Yeah, we know we've got that.
Yeah. But anyway, UFOs, before the news comes in, basically, there are such things as unidentified flying objects.
Yes, of course there is.
Yes, but having said that, there's a lot of people who think they're spaceships with little green men on them.
Yeah, but that's wrong.
See, that's where it crosses over.
That's where right, Laura, stay there a second. Yes. Laura, stay there. 08700 40 50 60. It's TalkSport.
From the Sky News Centre on 1089 and 1053 AM Talk Sport.
Good morning, it's 3 o'clock. I'm Matthew Farrell. At least 15 people are confirmed dead following a fire at a backpackers hostel in Australia. British tourists were among the 86 people staying at the stopover in Childers in Queensland, 200 miles north of Brisbane. The survivors devastated.
It's wrecked a lot of people's lives. Not persons, people over here, 40,000 miles range, stuff like that. I've got a thing to the name. Pray to God there's no one in there.
A Turkish judge has freed 3 men before the verdict on the murder charges they're facing in connection with the killing of 2 Leeds fans in Istanbul. The decision leaves 1 man in custody from the 20 charged following rioting around United's UEFA Cup game with Galatasaray in April. The Dutch driver of a lorry in which 58 illegal immigrants were found dead in Dover faces a court on manslaughter charges today. 32-year-old Perry Wacker from Rotterdam is due before magistrates in Folkestone. The dead, all from China, were discovered on Monday. And Labour's held the safe seat of Tottenham, the one vacated by the death of Bernie Grant. David Lammy's the new MP for the North London constituency, with a much reduced majority of 5,500. Turnout was just over a quarter. TalkSport weather tonight, staying wet in much of Scotland and southwest Britain, drying out elsewhere with stiff breezes. Friday, cloudy with patchy, blustery showers. England seeing more sunshine than the rest of the UK. Those are the top stories from the Sky News Centre. In sport, Bradford's confirmed Chris Hutchings is the new boss at Valley Parade. Hutchings was the assistant manager at the club. He takes over after Paul Jewell switched to Sheffield Wednesday. Bantam's chairman, Jeffrey Richmond's confident he's got the right man for the job.
He's very committed to the club, very knowledgeable about his football, and I have every reason to believe he'll make a great success of his job. He deserves the opportunity that he's been given.
Chelsea say they're close to signing Parma midfielder Mario Stanic. The Croatian international's believed to be moving in a £5.6 million deal with the Italian side. If the transfer goes through, it'll take Chelsea's summer spending past £25 million. In golf, Sam Torrance has a one-shot lead after the opening round of the Compact European Grand Prix at Slaley Hall. Torrance is 6 under. Spain's Francisco Thayer is 5 under, with Lee Westwood and Andrew Coulthard 1 shot further back. And in rugby, England will be without Dan Luger for Saturday's second test against South Africa. The left wing has failed to recover from a chest injury. Ben Cohen's been named as his replacement. That's it. More news and sport in an hour.
Ian Collins and the Creatures of the Night on 1089 and 1053 AM. Talk Sport.
Okay, bozos. Now, if you failed to catch the last show, you missed this.
I am the voice of God.
It is Andy Fanny from Birmingham, and you're proper.
Oh, you some kind of dollop?
And this.
In real life, I'm actually a bit of a horny old devil, and a walking love muffin to boot. Look at phone sex boy over there laughing with his smutty mind. The cogwheels of filth continue to turn.
You also missed some of this.
The first time I ever had mayonnaise with chips was in Belgium, and I was very grateful for that introduction. And a policeman went past, and they didn't give us the finger, but they gave us the fist. I don't mean in your sense, Barry. I mean in the, you know.
Now, Ian.
Sorry.
What flag was you waving over there? Was you waving the old St George's Cross, mate? Or was you actually waving your Belgique flag?
No, actually, because oh dear, Smith, you're a pig.
So don't miss out, kids. You never know what's about to happen. Thank you.
Ian Collins and the creatures of the night.
Look, Jerky, I don't need to talk to you.
Brace yourself.
And we're back. Oh, not supposed to say that, actually. That's part of the TalkSport guidelines. Never say you're back.
Well, don't.
Because it makes it look like the station went away somewhere, and it didn't. No. So I apologise to any bosses that are listening. But it is TalkSport. It is TalkSport. It's just that this segment of TalkSport is back. And go to the website. If you go to the website, which is talksport.net, that is where, of course, you can email the show from as well. Just click onto the Ian Collins photograph and you're straight through on the email, and that's dead simple. Or you can fax us if you want to. We are doing a fax and email run in a second. The TalkSport hotline for the faxes is...
It is 020-7959-7805.
That's the detail. This is Phil in Leeds. Hello, Phil. Thanks for hanging on.
Hello, Ian.
Welcome to TalkSport's Up.
Thank you very much.
What do you got for us?
I'm very sorry to break the sequence and be a male caller.
No, that's interesting. It's normally the other way around, you know, so...
I know, your pathos earlier about night you've got to spend in tomorrow night. Have a carrier pigeon carrying Julie's telephone number from Harlow.
I might come up to Leeds yet, Phil, who knows?
No, I broke the sequence, yeah. And, yes, the vision of myth and the scientists sitting around the table together. What was I ringing about? Yes.
You taking a pee?
Me? What? Just a matter of interest. What do the French call déjà vu?
Good point. Seen before. Already seen.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Talk Sport in general.
Yeah.
It's been going now how many months as Talk Sport?
As Talk Sport since... 6th of January.
Yeah.
It's 6 months.
So it's basically 6 months.
Yeah, about 6 months.
And how do you think it's actually going? I know how I feel it's going, but...
Well, it's interesting because a lot of things happen. The story sort of goes further back than that, of course, when the company changed hands and kind of immediately there was an extra sports presence on the station. And I can actually say, you know, hand on heart, that when the new management took over, there was never actually an intention to go all sport in the way that it is now. The intention was to kind of mix it in a sort of a Newsian sport way and just sort of see what worked, because ironically, as diverse and as interesting and as was well listened as TalkRadio, the old company, was in many respects, in business terms, it had a whole bunch of things wrong with it. And that, of course, in commercial radio is, at the end of the day, whatever way we dress it up, whatever comes out your speakers, is, of course, the salient point. How do you make it work commercially? And so that's when, you know, heads started getting together and people started looking at different ideas and et cetera, et cetera. So it went from me thinking, right, okay, I've got to swallow some of my own ideology if I'm going to keep working on a station that is going to be sports-based. And at first, it didn't sit uncomfortably with me, because the management that manage and own Talk Sport I'd worked for before, so I knew personally what I was dealing with, and therefore there were no kind of secrets and surprises in individual points there might have been, but in terms of how some people work and manage, it didn't faze me in that respect. So I was okay and happy to go along with things, because I knew that out the other end would be something that I was sure that would work, and that was the important point. And commercial radio is so very different to BBC radio in that, again, you have to make it work commercially. So, yeah, and as it's gone on, and you will have noticed that sometimes you'll hear a programme and then it's not on anymore, and that's because it didn't work for whatever reason. So it's bedding down, and it's getting bigger, and in commercial terms, it's never been bigger in whatever the company's being called. So it is heading in the right direction, Phil.
Yeah, obviously the sport sorts itself out.
Yeah,
the
definitely.
Football follows just about all year round, but the cricket comes in. They've introduced racing in the afternoon, the boxing, and it's certainly, as a sports fan, I've been hooked to Talk Radio Talk Sport and Talk Radio for well over about a year now. And I often feel sorry for some people that are now missing out on what they had before, such as the Anna Rayburn show and so on. And, you know, is there a field for a second station, if you like?
Yeah, I mean, I think there is. I mean, TalkSport is part of a group called the Wireless Group, as you may know, and that's quite a big company in itself that owns stations. Right, the biggest station in Scotland is a Wireless Group station, and lots of others. A lot of music stations, some speech, some both. And there is, I mean, the important point, which was very difficult to get across at the time, because when about a year and a half or so ago, 2 years, things started changing from the old talk radio and more sport came in and certain shows went. People were calling up saying, we're not going to listen, or we're going to get a petition going to complain about this, and we're going to write to this person and that person. But the point is, nobody who lost their job because somebody thought they were bad at it. It was a case of whether it fitted in with a certain style or direction that the station was going in. It wasn't to do with the fact that anybody thought Tommy or Nick were bad presenters, so they had to go. It was the fact that the initial business plan was to include a whole chunk of sport at a certain time, i.e. 4 in the afternoon till about 9 at night initially, and therefore certain shows are going to be affected by that. So nobody lost their gig because they were bad. It's just that the station needed turning around on a financial and a commercial basis. There was, without doubt, room and a market for a talk station, and nobody has ever said, and my bosses will be the first to turn around and make the point, nobody ever said there's not future room for another mainstream talk station.
No, there must be a opening there.
Oh, yeah, and I think it will happen, and I think, you know, I'm absolutely convinced that this company will be behind it.
Well, the sad part about it is that we don't get enough of certain presenters, and purely simply because of the space available.
Yeah, absolutely.
I could listen to Tommy every night, just about, but...
That's great, isn't it? You see, but there's a good point, you see, because, you know, Tommy is a great presenter. I mean, people say, oh, he's this, he's that, and that, but, you know, still listen, because he's a bit provocative, and he makes some good points, and he's got his... Yeah, just a bit. And he makes some good points, and I don't know if you remember when Tommy was on in the afternoon, Phil.
I never heard it. I wasn't listening to it.
Yeah, well, he used to have a little bit... He sort of did a little bit, I suppose, hinted at some of what we've done in the past, and that's kind of coming up with odd theories, and just turning life on its head a little bit and looking at something from a different angle. And it was popular. It was incredibly popular, and and people loved it. People were driven wild and mad by this show, you know, because it could be infuriating to listen to some of the points, which was almost the point. Now, and Tommy lost out initially when Talk Radio changed to Talk Sport. When Talk Radio began to introduce sport, Tommy's show was initially in the way of that. And a lot of people called up and said, oh, this is terrible, this is bad. And again, you know, Tommy is back now on the station, which is great, because nobody ever said that he shouldn't be or wouldn't be. And that pretty much is the case for all presenters that were here. You know, nobody ever said they would never come back in, maybe in a different form, different guise, different time, whatever. And the good thing about talk radio, or as in the concept, in speech-based radio, is that it doesn't really matter what time you're on, kind of thing. You know, it doesn't, if, like, you know, I mean, people would have said to Tommy, you know, you went from... I mean, Tommy's first appearance back on this station was filling in for me when I was on holiday a few months ago. And I was having a chat to Tommy about this, and people said, oh, you know, it must be terrible. You went from a prime-time afternoon gig to doing night times. But anyone who knows anything about speech-based radio, and particularly looking at the American or the Australian template, will know it doesn't really matter what time you're on. In fact, there is an argument to say the later that you're on, the more interesting and intriguing you can make the programme. I mean, there's things that Tommy can do at night, or we can do at night, that you couldn't do in the day. You'd have to tame things in a certain respect.
It's fascinating the way that the presenters are thrown about all over the place.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
Night to day.
That's right, Mike was doing nights and now he's doing days, you know.
And you stand less chance of slitting your wrist listening to them at times. You know, and as I say, the sports guys have taken up. I was certainly a great fan of Test Match Special, and but to listen to the winter presentation from South Africa was superb, and you know, to take over from something like Test Match Special, which is an institution within itself.
Oh, absolutely.
And
that made front page news at the time. Yeah,
that was a very, very difficult thing to take on, and TalkSport managed it and did it very well. And you know, I just wondered, you know, if the future is that it's going to go all sport, and whether you're going to miss out in the end.
Well, no, I think because inevitably that question comes up, and it does run through you. You think to yourself, well, would it go totally 24 hours? And the answer to that is you never know.
It seems to stretch. It seems to be stretching bit by bit by bit.
Yeah, interestingly, a lot of the biggest talk stations. I know I keep mentioning America, but it is sort of a template in terms of speech-based radio. They've been years ahead of us for a long time. If you look at a lot of the big big sports talk stations in the United States, a lot of them have non-sports programs on them. Invariably, oddly enough, like when Mike Dickens on between 10 and 12, if you go to a lot of sports stations in America, they also have a more of a newsy program on between 10 and 12, and then late night again. Yeah. They'll have, a different, like between us and Wales, like we detract from it slightly, but...
I would suggest it's not far from being just in the right percentages at the moment.
I think you're right.
I do wonder whether, well, obviously you've gone into the sports side of it because that is where the commercial, you are working as a commercial station, but I do feel as though you obviously missed out on a lot of listeners during the days, especially women, and whether a second talk under the same auspices as you've got at the moment, whether that is going to be set up.
I think that could happen. I mean, the problem at the moment is that radio is going through this very strange kind of phase, Phil. It's you've got this internet thing that is kind of all up and running, and a lot of radio stations broadcasting just on the internet now. You've also got digital radio, which isn't going to do too much until more people own a digital radio set.
Isn't it strange in a way that radio was the first means of communication, and then it got overtaken by television?
Absolutely.
But I'm sure, in a funny sort of way, whether it's just me or whether it's other people as well, whether radio is becoming more and more popular.
I think it is. I mean, it is, but it's still... it's still interesting that, me talking earlier on about sitting indoors and what to do tonight. Yeah. Well, I joking apart, I'm more likely to be listening to the radio than watching the television. And it's amazing the amount of people that don't think to do that.
No.
Still, I'm standing by that. But I think there is, you've got digital radio now, as I say, and stations like TalkSport who are broadcasting on Sky Digital on the television, which is not a television channel, it's an audio channel, but on TV, 918, in case anybody's got that. And then there'll be more, as people begin to buy digital radio, there's other stations coming on board there. There's going to be so many radio stations, and there'll be winners, there'll be losers, there'll be success stories, and there'll be stations that fall victim to the competitive market. But, I mean, I personally think that the actual overriding future is in the internet. I think that's where it will be.
Yeah.
Because everybody's television will become their computer, and their computer will be their internet, and
as a consequence.
I mean, that'll have a good effect in most cases, but I think, who knows?
Who knows? Pleasure to speak to you.
You too, Phil.
See you later.
Thanks for your call. Bye-bye. 08700 40 50 60. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, somebody said to me, I think digital radio will become the Betamax to the internet's VHS, which is quite possible.
Yeah, but, I mean, I think you could say when TV first started, it's the end of radio. No, because they serve different functions, different mediums serve different audiences, and
the radio internet will become the thing, will be where it's at.
Yeah, but then again, it's likely to fragment further, so that different audiences are served by different formats.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the only problem with having everything in your TV, which is great in one respect, so it's your internet, it's this, it's that, it's the other, but that is more likely to get people to watch television from it than to listen to the radio. Because if it's your one entertainment box, in the daytime you might put it on and potter around the house dusting your bookshelves. Yeah. But then you've got that other problem that at night, it would, whilst you're sat there physically, this big thing in the corner called the television has suddenly become your radio as well. It's just in the practical mechanisms that you require to turn channels. It would be odd to sit there looking at a blank screen saying this is, glitzy FM or something.
And also, if you think about, a lot of people use PCs for, typing up documents or working in that sense. That's a million miles away from sitting down and chilling out watching a TV programme.
True.
Yeah. So how that will address itself is also a
good point,
talking point. I think, actually, that they'll stay roughly the same, to be honest.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, it might have for a while. I mean, all you have to remember is that something like 70% of radio listening is done in the car. So, in that respect, it will be on the radio.
There you go. You're not going to watch your TV in your car.
No, and that'll be digital radio. Which I think they're talking about a 45% penetration by the year 2004 or something.
But equally, in terms of your TV and your PC, I think TVs will become more like PCs rather than the other way around. I think
PCs will become TVs. Do you say?
Well, I think that got to get this the right way around. PCs will be more
your kind of home entertainment centre.
Yes.
And because some people, you can watch TV through your PC, can't you? If you've got the right.
Yeah, exactly. And you can do a whole lot more. And also the sort of capabilities on a really sort of host computer are more, more adaptable, more variety. Whereas I think it's a pain trying to write an email, and for other people in the room as well. Because I think
you're watching telly.
Yeah. Well, whoever came up with that idea?
True.
Again, it's a great idea in theory.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because trying to get non-computer users to use these kind of functions through your TV, but I think different things serve different people.
Exactly. Yeah. Interesting, but no, I mean the original point that Phil brought up there. I mean, I think that there is. I at the time, used to argue passionately when the old company of Talk suddenly changed, and literally within the first couple of weeks, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There was an instant presence of sport on the station, and things started to change, and people had gone within days. And no, but we knew a new company was coming in, and we had ideas as to which way it might go. But decisions were taken, and I remember thinking at the time, well, I know the people who are running this thing, I know they're in charge, and knowing past records, I have to have faith in the business plan, and it's very difficult to explain and to divorce to get people to understand the connection, should I say, between the business plan and the output.
Yeah.
And they are so intrinsically linked, they are pretty much, the same thing.
Yeah.
They're inseparable.
Totally. And that's the problem, and there are a lot of great programs that go out on radio stations, and, we've all heard them, either this one or another one, and they simply don't work. And they're not, in commercial terms, you don't keep it there. It's like the man, in the clothes shop keeps stocking cardigans that don't sell.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with the cardigans. They're just not right for that moment in time or in that shop or for that particular audience. And, if you're paying millions and millions of pounds for a radio station, you've got to make sure that you convince not only, yourself, but also the people that are backing you financially, et cetera, that you're going to turn it round. And you have to look for a niche. And as far as I was concerned, Talk Radio, the old station, did some fantastic things, but it lacked a target demographic, which was an important point. And, yes, there is still another market for that station, and I really think the wireless group will be behind it. I think it will happen. But, in the interim period, somebody said, well, look, in commercials, if you look at the bureaucracy and the politics of the BBC in sport, we've seen that with the Perfect Day song, which we're going to play in a second as well, and there is a big point there that there's a need for free sport on the radio in this country, and it wasn't being serviced anywhere.
And ironically, the BBC, which is often held as the sort of crown jewels of British media and broadcasting, because there's no other thing like it in the world anywhere.
Agreed.
Ironically, it does inhibit growth of the commercial sector. Now, people say, oh, that's good, because otherwise you'd have, commercial stations sounding exactly the same. Wrong. You would not. Because there's many different markets to be filled.
Of course.
And many different demands to be supplied.
Yeah, of course.
And so, unfortunately, the Beeb, again, it soaks up a lot of the talent and then wastes it with stupid internal politicking at the Beeb. Yeah. So, ironically, the intentions are sound to serve the public, but the public is so varied and fragmented in this day and age that you can't satisfy people all the time.
Right. It is very difficult. I mean, I'm a fan of the BBC. I have no problem paying a licence fee, but it is very difficult to just, when it comes to sport, and if you look at how sport has moved in the last 10 years, and you look at how much of a big business it is, we can talk football and cricket, slap rugby on the end there, as the obvious examples.
Yes.
Tennis, the list goes on. It's increasingly difficult to justify paying licence fee money on big commercial events. Yes. And, OK, it's very nice to be able to say, oh, well, it's been on the BBC for years and we don't get any adverts in the middle of it. Well, you know, I'm sorry. You can say that as much as you like. I mean, the BBC have a degree in interrupting their own output, particularly on their own news programmes. They're fantastic at having guests on and saying, you know, oh, sorry, I've got to wrap you up there. You've got 3 minutes, end of story.
Especially if they're Nigel Hawthorne, yeah.
Yeah, that's right, yes. You know, it's craziness. And so it's very hard to say, well, look, OK, these sports events are now going to cost you £100 million over, you know, a couple of years. And we're going to use licence payers' money. And you can't really do that anymore. When the BBC first started broadcasting these events, nobody was making money out of these things, you know, not even the football players. No. You know, that wasn't the case. Yeah. And sport is such a separate issue from any other aspect of their output. If they spend £100 million on costume drama at the BBC, I say, pat them on the back, that's them doing their job properly.
Is it, though?
But, well, yes, an example. I mean, costume drama, soap operas, documentaries, whatever. I mean, I think that there is money to be spent on pretty much anything but sport, because sport is so... It's sport, unlike EastEnders or unlike the Predators program or unlike Hospital, is two things, not one thing. All the others are just a TV program. Sport is a TV program and a separate business, where the others aren't any of that.
Then you could argue that as a public service broadcaster, it should be serving the needs of the public, and if the public needs to watch live sport, then you could argue that it's a duty to do that.
Yeah, but if that sport can't be... Only if that sport can't be provided elsewhere. But of course it's being provided elsewhere.
Whereas before it couldn't be, and I think that's the point. I think, and when you've got a station that says, we can offer this free, and you have the BBC saying, well, we can offer it, but it will take out X amount of hundreds of millions of pounds out of our... I mean, even what they've still got, you know, with Grand National and Wimbledon and a few other bits and pieces, you know, it's still millions and millions and millions of pounds, and these are they're heavily commercial events.
Yeah, but they're protected by law, aren't they?
Well, yeah, only the law that they made up themselves.
Well, yeah, of course, yeah. But
I mean, that's the problem.
Well, that's an unlevel playing field, surely. When you've got companies that are not allowed to bid for it simply because
that's wrong. That's wrong. But I was just saying,
I mean, you know, Kelvin, our boss, he will, said it's a state-run monopoly. Which it is. I mean, you know, there's certain things you can't get around the table to bid for. And I understand the argument about, you know, if it's a public service broadcaster and there is a public service there. But I think, you know, with sport, we've reached a monumental stage in the size of it that it can no longer be looked at as just another event.
Yeah, I mean, I think Greg Dyke was absolutely right not to blow all that money on Match of the Day, because I think that's a waste in proportion to what the other BBC things have got to do. But I do still think that sport, even though it's separate in that you've got loads of commercial companies wanting to splash out loads of dosh on it, it is a huge business. It's the universal language of entertainment,
as they say.
As a famous media person once said. Even so, if they're showing sport, it still is part of their remit. And if they do regard themselves as a public service broadcaster, which I think they still do, then if serving the needs of the public is paying through the nose for sport, then you could argue that they should be doing that.
No, because I think that you've also got to remember the choice factor in there as well, is that if the BBC are going to be covering... I mean, it must be the most annoying thing in the world to have your Coronation Street or your EastEnders, in this case, cancelled, and goodness knows what else, because the BBC have taken it off to fulfil a promise of performance with their... You know, sport is such a divided thing. Some people love it, some people hate it. So I don't know if it comes fully under the banner of a public requirement, but that's why, commercially, you pick or choose, you know. You don't have to turn on TalkSport and listen to a match.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a fair point.
Anyway, it is TalkSport.
It is.
That's us. This cookie just got bigger, everybody. And if you haven't heard the song... Oh, by the way, somebody called up and said, is there really a ghost evident in the film Three Men and a Baby? There's not, is there?
No. Well,
so again,
my thing about it is that when you watch the film, there's not. But I have seen pictures of where it does look like it is. Yeah, but then again, I reckon those stills are doctored.
Yeah. And Louise in Manchester recommended that I read The Green Mile, Stephen King.
See, the film was good.
That wasn't the one that did in instalments, was it? He did in instalments.
Possibly. I don't know. I didn't
released it chapter by chapter or something.
I have a funny feeling it might have been. Actually.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you for that. Right, TalkSport hotline 08700 40 50 60, 08700 40 50 60. If you haven't heard the TalkSport song, which is called, well, you know what it's called. It's a new version of Perfect Day, really, isn't it?
It is indeed.
So if you haven't heard it, we're going to play it now. Have a little listen to this, and this kind of says it all in a funny kind of way.
This is TalkSport. We're not the BBC. You don't need a license fee to get your sport for free on TalkSport. Euro 2000's fine when you choose 1089, and the commentary's free on 1053.
Ball clipped across the box, chance for Teddy, they've scored! We're not your elderly aunts. We broadcast commercially. We bid for the rights, but we can't. So what's wrong with the sound effects, John?
Got 3 million fans who don't like Detective Vans or Poldark or Airport or Rolf's Animal Zoo. Can you tell what it is here? TalkSport is young and hip. We keep a stiff upper lip. Hi there, and goodbye. When the battle for sports rights falls through, I'm off.
We're not the BBC. Our coverage is different and fun. We don't transmit songs of praise or endless stats army reruns.
Because TalkSport's independently owned and operated by the Wireless Group, the nation's first sports radio station doesn't cost you a penny. On 1089 and 1053 AM, this is TalkSport.
Presenting Sunraysia's Bram Presser and his grandma Ruby. When Granny came to London, it was colder than the spring. She was all rugged up, her eyes were bright, and she didn't feel a thing. Because it was winter here in the UK, and summer from whence she came, with her Sunraysia prune juice to seek her fortune and her fame. But to drink fruit juice in winter, hadn't she been told? The tradition has always had it, they should drink fruit juice cold. But Granny came from Australia, and she knew a thing or two. Sunraysia prune juice, piping hot. It's delicious through and through. And now you've heard my story, I've thought hard and must confess that Granny and I drank Sunraysia prune juice hot as we travelled to Loch Ness.
You can now find Sunraysia prune juice in the fruit juice aisle of selected Tesco stores. 15 pence of your purchase price of Sunraysia 1 litre bottle prune juice is donated to the Cancer Research Campaign to support their vital cancer research and education.
New Bath Power means no hard work ever again. Bath Power is chlorine and ammonia free, so the smell won't knock you out. It's made from natural plant extracts and works on almost any surface. New Bath Power cleans glass, metal, plastic and ceramics just about everywhere in the bathroom. Bath Power is the new bathroom cleaning revolution in a bottle. Bath Power removes calcium and limescale hard water stains on baths, taps, shower heads and shower screens with no hard work. Just spray on and wipe clean.
Shock.
Bath Power actually works. Available from selected Safeway and Sainsbury's stores now.
Mike Tyson v. Lou Savarese, Saturday Night Live, exclusively on TalkSport. Hear the canvas crack and the thunder boom as raw flesh meets hardened leather in radio's most heavyweight head-to-head of the century.
I could walk down the street and get 50 girls to pay me to make love to them.
Live from Hampton Park, Glasgow, with ringside commentary from the legendary Colonel Bob Sheridan and Steve Collins. Radio exclusivity, Tyson versus Savarese, tomorrow night from 10, exclusively on 1089 and 1053 AM, TalkSport.